hello, and welcome back for some CSGO. We're not on the CS2 just yet, but we are in the last leg of playoffs, that's right, and we're already into a pause. We'd love to see it, a disconnect. That's absolutely amazing. And I'm joined with ynoT.
Good to be here for the final game of Main for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Cajun already starting things off at a handicap of -1-1. Unfortunate.
Apparently Cajun was making soup, I don't know.
Actually?
That's what says he typed, I gotta believe him. How did you join the GoTV? I'm a goddamn wizard. I don't have an actual answer to that because you have to know, you gotta be in the know to know, you know?
You gotta be one of the in-crowd people.
Yeah, and you're just outside the circle, bro. You know, it's a small circle.
Hang out around us and we make it far, kid.
Yeah, we're the cool guys.
No, but really, we had the IP from one of the players and we just put it in.
Or you can just submit a request through Faceit and maybe they'll get back to you.
Perhaps.
I mean, they do be doing it sometimes.
Sometimes.
Because the way I did was I changed the number at the end of it. Bam, just add that good old
that is what we did.
+1 Aroni, my friend.
It is what we did. I have been loving Vertigo on CS2, personally.
Same. It's grown on me. It's come into one of my favorite maps. Inferno, slowly falling off into aggravation.
Anubis, I liked on CSGO.
Arrow.
It is
Hold on.
infuriating.
Let me Arrow, my guy. If it ends in a 9, what's the next number? 0. So if it says, I don't know, like 29, and you add +1 to 29, what does that mean?
He's
30.
the mean caster. He's the mean caster, by the way.
Yeah, get 30, my friend. There you go. Whammo, bammo. I solved your problems.
Bingo, bango, bongo, bish, bash, bosh.
Nah, bro. I understand where your thoughts can be with that. Yeah, no problem, bud. See, I'm nice. I'm just a little bit of a douche sometimes, but in like a sarcastic
Jesus.
way.
You can't say that.
I can't?
It's against TOS.
No.
I don't know. Let's find out. But yeah, I like playing this map a lot in CS2. I think the one thing about CS2 that's been unilaterally accepted is the fact that it's a lot more headshot oriented than Counter-Strike Global Offensive was.
Yeah, I agree.
You have to be a lot more accurate with your shots, and I feel like a lot of the time you look at your headshot percentage and be like, wow, I've got like a 70% sometimes, which is rare in CSGO.
I'm gonna be honest, the spraying feels easier for me, but I get everybody else says opposite of it. Maybe that's just because like I was such a mediocre sprayer that like I don't know, but like people who had the spray down and go, like now it's like completely quote unquote different for them, and they're like, oh, it's like I mean, from what Icy's saying, dude, the game's just broken, it's unplayable for him. But that's
it
also
definitely
Icy.
Took some getting used to the spraying. I don't think it's inherently. When I first started playing, it felt night and day. It didn't inherently feel. At least when the open beta dropped, like the full. I'm sorry, the full release. When the full release dropped, it felt pretty good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just needed to get used to it. But when the beta was around, when they first started letting it loose, I could not spray anyone for anything. I was never able to do it. But now I find myself holding angles a lot more, and then like angles that the T's will walk peak right. Yeah. And if I have an AK, I'll usually win. It feels like a lot of the time. Like I anchor B site on Vertigo.
I definitely feel
CT, it's bang gone, bang gone.
Honestly, anchoring B also on Vert, my role.
I love it.
Og. And you just hold stairs. Yeah. You just hold that stairs angle, dude, and it's just tapping heads all day. And you have the advantage because you're holding the angle.
And you can take a lot of off angles too. There's a lot of different off angles you can play from that not a lot of players utilize. There's utility you can use to either force T players into fights or back them away. Good soup. What's your favorite soup, chat?
It depends.
Okay.
What's your definition of a soup?
Like clam chowder counts, everything, bisques,
ramen,
soup.
Like base ramen.
Soup. Yeah, that's soup.
Okay. All right. Well, then there you go. Oh, yay! We're on pause. Let's go.
You like base ramen? You said base ramen is your favorite.
Like
soup?
just chicken and like egg noodle, dude. Just egg white noodles, dude. That's all I want.
Baked potato soup. That's a good pick.
Chicken noodle soup if I'm sick. Either way, what also is sick is the fact that we're finally starting 25 minutes late, but here we go. We're on to pistol. Zomblers T side, 3 sets armor, double molly, double smokes, and this is looking like the telltale utility of a ramp take.
Pac-Man's going to be taking the peek up high. Zoki only waiting to take the next engagement. As he does find that first head, he's going to be able to fall away and bait them into the next player to find, as the dualies are going to be well placed, well set as side hauls, usually while you spot them, and well, spot them. Indeed, they do. Zomblers. They go down to it 1-by-1, and eventually a trade by Camero, but too little, too late for my vote.
Yeah, I mean they're tagged up pretty heavily. Camero, 1 tap away here. Well, a 2 tap now at this point. 14 HP in a dream. Not Juanjo's swing with the duelist here. It gives the shots into occasion, and there we go. Something I will say on CS2, the Glocks feel absolutely terrible. Like, way worse than what they were before. I struggle. Is that silence in agreement?
No, I said I love it.
Oh, I got nothing out of what you said.
Sometimes, actually. I don't know. We have a love-hate relationship, actually. Sometimes I'll spam people and there's like nowhere else the bullets can go and they're just non-existent. I guess.
Yeah.
Like I'll be in and on top of them while they're running away trying to get back and they'll just pull their gun out and one-shot headshot me and they'll freak out. But either way, maybe a little bit of a freak out to be had if Zomblers can pull something off with the singular deagle that they have, or maybe some of the Glocks, as the aforementioned CS2 ones are impending. These ones are what we have right now, and currently Zomblers are going to have to make the best of it. They want to get that deagle, and they want to get a body up close, which there is one, but they're going to need to fight together. They're at the top side of the sandbags, as well as on the elevator back at 51, and this one's looking like a clean sweep.
Yeah, Knight. Another dink coming in, but it's a dink at a range from a Glock means nothing. Triple kill for Knight with that MP9, so he's got himself a little nice stack of cash. And that is going to be Zomblers. No bomb plants for 2 rounds there, but they are just going to get these AKs in their hands, armors, and the definition of minimal utility here at best. Here we got some smokes, a molly mix, so they're just going to have to win the fights. And I mean, Konoha are pretty much going to take this as a free round, sticking with the MP9s, 3 of them, a FAMAS and the single M4. You know, why not? Weird part is still no defuse kit, though. I don't know why.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing. Anyways.
One singular A1S for Zoki. He's going to be the heaviest hitter of the squad now as they juggle utility between amongst 3 players to make sure that that A-ramp is under lock and key for the time as Zomblers look to maybe make their way back over and around. As with Glocks, it wasn't so successful, but now into the full buy, they might have a little bit more of an opportunity to make something happen already. Cajun, close to the bottom right as that smoke will fade. We'll have to make sure that he's obscured by the vision. And he has his teammates close by to be able to fight through with him. As it currently stands, nothing really gained in terms of forward map control for the home crowd, but eventually they're going to have to make their move. Step in. Knight steps out of the round, and no remote trade in sight.
Caustic might be able to get one in a lurk and maybe pull some rotates over, which we do actually see Pac-Man make his way over. Caustic finds one, looking for a second, playing the close range, but the MP9 fails. Pac-Man on the quick rotate is getting his way in towards site default. Pac-Man gets the kill, and it is going to be Sezi on the flank here. Might be able to find one, and he does. Absolutely decimates Pac-Man, tears his head from his shoulders, and it's Zoki, last alive, 15 HP, the single solitary rifle, and at this point, again, no utility, no defuse kit. This could just be a save, but Sam lurking for this exact moment and handedly wins the fight. And they take their first round, and the rifle round looked pretty solid, but again, this was kind of a half-hearted, not real buy there from Konoha. 1
kill is all that it took to leave the Konoha players kind of scrambling to try and find something, with Zomblers not allowing them a whole hell of a lot of room to breathe after the fact, as the CTs, blinded by smokes, aren't able to see through. I have to back away, and as they do so, Zomblers continue to scale forwards, and it's beautiful to see that they maintain the exact level of pace they need to up against what's a lesser buy, but into this round, it's going to be a little bit of a different scenario, a different individual level coming out from the Konoha players. No MP9s, not having to worry about getting close to be effective. Now they can kind of play the game where they let the side into their sight later in the round and play for that retake with enough utility. They're going to need at least 1 player to hold onto a smoke, likely a flash as well. After that, things are going to get a little bit difficult if they lose out on those.
Yeah, Cage, you're going to try and get some of the control towards this B stairwell. Bomb is making that way. It's going to be Caustic again trying to clear this angle. He's done it before. He can maybe do it again as Zoki drops a nade towards mid, and this A site's looking a little light. But in the meantime, Ecstasy swings, finds one, but Caro quick with the trade. Still 1 lurking in the back of sight. Not Juanjo gets 1 kill, knowing he's still there. No one's able to drop a volley. Occasion almost gets called out, but he's just too easy with the flicks there, and he eventually gets the kill and trade. And it is going to be the long rotate finally coming in. And the volley finally swings. Occasion falls. SESI with the trade, and bomb is dropped.
Good spacing on the two of them now to continue their way in, though, with a smoke on SESI as well to isolate another angle. But as they take some damage, he's going to need to toss it out. And they're going to need to be even more aware of the possibility of a flank in the coming moments, as they might have spotted that one player. That doesn't give them the entirety of the game to play from then on. Sliver gap from Zoki, holding for them to cross. They will eventually, but SESI now has to plant. And that's going to isolate 1v1s with another player with his back turned, not covering for the stairs. Eventually, the digits will be punched in, but not before they can crunch in on one position. They can coordinate onto Sam, who's left out in the middle of the open at the back of White. Eventually, the Molotov will force him forward, even if he hadn't gone down to Zoki. But even still, they rein it back in for the retake as we go 3-1. And Zomblers with the bomb plant and the round loss bonus still having been at 2, they can get a buyback into the next, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be a little wonky on
SESI,
but everybody else, you know, some Mac 10 action, force themselves onto a site because they do have a slow and steady BXC, but the one thing they kind of lacked there was they just needed a single molly to clear out not Juanjo and that on that back pillar, and it would have been an easy sight, but instead they had to wait like 20 seconds for another T player to come up those stairs and throw a single molly. By then, you know, the rotates are pretty much there. And actually, this is a pretty decent buy, lacking the utility, but we can say the same thing about Konoha as well. No head armor on somebody, so his Galils could easily get some taps in, and that early damage falls to Caustic. He's down to 46 early on in the round.
Trading their guns back and forth to make sure that the player with the highest health is the one that has the weapon with the most firepower. Makes sense. Make the best use of the gun that you invested in. You won't be able to see in the coming rounds if you can't make happen now. As Knight is the closest one to be able to do anything about the incursion coming forwards and through soon enough as the smoke is there. He's going to back his way around the top catwalk ropes. Not going to spot anybody up the side hall just yet. Things have gone silent, gone quiet. Now soon, he's going to come into serious firefight as he has the support of yet another smoke. That'll buy another 18 seconds of time for Konoha to be able to make a rotation available to one of these two areas of the map should they need it. And as it stands, it will be A more likely than not, unless SESI and Caustic have something to say about it. With nobody at the bottom of the B steps, though, for the CT side, I'm not too sure about how I feel about that one. Bond to be retrieved with Cajun now actually going in that direction. This might be the change of course that could actually win them out the round if they can continue to bully and prod towards A.
Yeah, again, it's going to be Caustic leading this push in towards B site. A single molly would gain them access to site nearly. Pac-Man playing close on this angle towards catwalk as he's going to hear the footsteps. They don't clear it out fully as Caustic almost gets caught. He does get a trade. Close range MP9 wins the fight, but Caustic finds a quick 2 kills. 20 seconds left on the clock. Still crossing. Zoki finds some shots. Does a little chip damage to Sam, but he's going to wait. Camero, aware this time that a flank most likely coming in. Ecstasy, gone and out. 3-on-2 man advantage for Zomblers, and Konoha are trying to force themselves still onto this site.
Knight with one. The flashbang utility on the player at the bottom of the B steps would have been massive for Konoha to be able to make their way through, but with vision all into the hands of the already low HP Caustic with the Galil of all things finds the 4K, putting the two bodies down on top of one another, cuddle as they're put to bed, and Zomblers find themselves on a second as a result.
Yeah, man's just stacking bodies quite literally. Was looking for the AK, but apparently shot the AKs off the map as they died. We hate that, but it happens. And this is actually looking like a fair... I mean, we take a look at the scoreboard. This is, like, literally even on the scoreboard. But it is going to be save pretty much. A 5-7 and a Deagle, the only real investment here for my God, I'm stumbling over these guys' names. Konoha. Say it with me.
I say Konoha.
Like C-K-A?
Konoha.
Whatever, I'll use it in charge.
I don't know, I calls it how I sees it. Konoha.
And I see it like an English speaker who can't read.
Konoha. Maybe somebody from the Konoha camp can eventually make their way into the chat and let us know how it's to be properly pronounced. But until then, I'm going to stick with my guts on that one, as they're not able to find any of the kills with the guns that they had put forth into this round. Konoha have only 2 players left standing at this stage, one with a 5.7 and the other with a USP, a measly pair of pistols, not even close to be able to find anything of massive worth until SESI gets shot in the side of the head, more likely than not. Not even that. Okay, unfortunate. Double kill. Triple in the round. Tying it back up all at 3. All in. What do we got moving forwards now as we wait for another buy from Konoha?
Konoha might have to be a half buy here. I mean, we take a look. We got some players around the mid 3,000s. Everyone else at the high end 4,500s. I think this might be a Deagle armor buy, which, boom, there we go. There's the buy with some utility backed up. I would like to see a kid on somebody here. They have the money to do it, but I can understand why not. The op is tend to be important, as this is going to look like some quick B aggression towards that stairwell. It's going to be just not Hwanjo by himself, 5'7", a dream, possibly. And if it's a gun in the hands that you want to have a dream with, it's the 5'7". It'll do the job. And nobody clears the angle. He does get traded by Caustic, but that's kind of a big mistake there. Pac-Man walks through with a Deagle, and he's got free territory. It says he trades him out. It's a 3-on-3. They're playing that smoke like it's some sort of job that they might have. Like, they're just willing to just sit in that smoke, and doesn't get checked in that P250 with that quick double dink. Soki, quick fly, says he gets there, but gets dinked to 3. This is very doable for Knight with a Deagle, and he just has to hit a shot or two.
Really did think there was more potential for that player on the other side of that smoke right there. Pac-Man eventually slipping backwards, is caught out in the middle of no man's land, and as we go on into this round, with only a Deagle left at the end of it, they even continue to make it close with that one shot under the 1 HP. Says he could have finished it all, but very happy with the ability to close out that round without any more complications, although it might be a fourth. A costly one at that, and one that the CT side, having not fought fully into that round, are going to be very happy with having now as they go into what is the best buy they will have had in the game so far. AWP up in play just the same. It's going to be a strong investment to make. Putting forwards now, round number 8. It's going to be kind of a pain in the rear for the T side if they can't get their off moving in the beginning stages of this as well now, as they finally bring theirs out just the same. I realize Camero, the one to wield it, back towards the A steps. Not early, but on a later default, as they instead scale up towards mid and B with utility to push anyone back if they had gone on the aggressive.
Ooh. Decent utility trading towards that bottom ramp. Cajun, just a touch of damage. He's down to 84. While we do see Ecstasy, he has full bottom mid control here, just holding this off angle, waiting for someone to walk that way, and it looks like it will be 3 players to be walking his way as they look to maybe challenge for some of that mid control in the meantime, as XC finds 1, make it 2. Could he get a 3rd? Almost does, but Pac-Man with the trade and that mid control absolutely obliterated. Bomb dropped. Now Hwanjo with this op should be able to find this kill in towards Caustic. Hit peak does get tapped in the meantime, but instantly disintegrated, and last alive Sam, as he just got to hope to take some rifles away and keep this CT side money in check. Hits the spray, finds 1, make it 2. He's got about half HP, 1-on-2. This is still pretty doable for this T side.
All right. So far, a back and forth affair. That now back up at 4-4, unless Sam can pull it off with a smoke. 56 HP with 25 seconds left under the clock with the bomb not in his presence. They know where he's coming from. They have the drop on him from both the behind and the front. Everything going their way, unless a timing slips by for him to find a 1v1 and get that bomb to his site. Not going to be the case. Nightfold, not seeing him though, is Sam, and that's going to be his undoing as we do tie it up after all. Just a reminder for the people in chat as well that Liquipedia at least says that this will be a best of 5 with a 1 map advantage going to the upper bracket team in Zomblers. So whether or not that is to be believed, I'm unsure, but as of right now, it's looking like they're going to need to win 2, while Konoha are going to need to win 3 maps in order to make it.
Yep, and I mean, Konoha are borderline. This is the make or break round for either team. As in the first half, they've been trading well enough when it comes to rounds, but Zoki with the quick swing finds 1 in towards Cajun. Looks almost finds another shot towards Sam, gets tagged a little bit. Camera trying to walk through his smoke. He's got a little bit of a gap to work with on top of that molly. Re-smoke come out. He knows it's coming from Knight. Camera wins the fight. Now Hwanjo finds a kill with the op towards Sezi. And bomb not picked up as Camera almost hits 1 for the cross there. Looks for more and does find the head of Zoki and keeps it to a 3-on-3, but he's got 6 HP. And he might want to give up that AK to Caustic soon.
If timing allows. Right now, timing not on the side of Sam as that smoke is to fade. Not Hwanjo going to be able to spot him just before it goes. And now B-site has been cleared out by the MAC-10 of all things. The AK has been traded over, or excuse me, the AK is yet to be traded over, but Caustic still making good off of the opportunity that's been afforded to him now, as they have to be worried about CT spawn. A flashbang is going to go through, and there is a player there. Pushed back just slightly, but Ecstasy, he's going to have to be more worried about the player wrapping around the other side. Has spotted, not the gun for the job, it'll go down. Not even a singular kill to his name, and Camera left into it, looking to ace. A 1v3 has already, the first player is there. Headshots required onto the next two. One with the op, might have an opportunity to if he can isolate the duels. Split to the site, the offer is down, and Pac-Man is next, but he can't do it. Zomblers near their 5th, but Konoha will steal it right out from under the nose of what would have been a phenomenal clutch.
If Caustic just had the AK instead there, he probably would have gotten 2. But instead, playing a weird angle like that while trying also not to get shot from mid. Still very close from a man with only like 9 HP. He almost pulled out the ace there, just a single headshot, but you can only play that same angle, peeking back and forth. He did great diverting the players and getting the one-on-one fights. So, I mean, you got to give him something for trying it. Zomblers are in for a full investment other than he says he's keeping a little extra cash in his back pocket there for an op in the later round. How'd that not get the kill?
Leg shot. Nade finishes it, though. Up and over, up and in. Still an AK to utilize, though, and I'll say one thing. The economic damage dealt by Camera in the end of that last round, despite not winning it out, is going to be monumental for them. Especially in a round like this, where they kind of put everything forwards that they have, where they can maybe pick up a gun if they can get a frag, and then make some use of it. The only weapon that they had in the rifle, though, will eventually be dispatched of, and everything else seeming to follow, as Ecstasy still stands in the center of the site yet to be done with. Caustic will make his way in and eventually get him through, and that bomb plant's going to be absolutely everything to them at this point in time. Can they even get it down, though? Not looking likely. Pac-Man finishes it off. Man.
I mean, if they just got a few more kills there, I think it would have been Konoha being potential really rough buy coming to this one, but instead they got themselves a little bit of leeway finally for the first time. They do now have a 2-round lead going in this, but not too much cash to follow, and Zomblers are finally going to settle on the eco. It's going to be Tech 9s and P250 mix. Honestly, I would never divert myself to having a P250 when I can just take a Tech 9. I'll spend the extra money so I can get that running damage.
Run and gun. When in doubt, spam it out. P250 looking to do just that as it turns into a little bit more of a tap by the end of the shots. It'll eventually finish the job under the player, under the man they wanted to deal with first and foremost. His camera was not done there, still pushing himself forward into this bomb site with a man advantage. Despite that, however, they're on such low HP that it might not come to matter unless Cajun hits a shot like that, continuing to get themselves into a better stance. This is now where the CTs have utility and need to utilize it above all else.
They're going to run up, almost catches not Juanjo in a reload there, but they get themselves into a position, hits the one tap. XC finds another kill, and it's down to just Caustic. Again, with the Tech 9, almost hits the tap there, but they do a hell of a job again.
That was a CS2 kill if I've ever seen, bro.
Honestly, real. As he was thoroughly ducked down, but we do also got to remember that Konoha are all around 100+ ping. So, you know, weird things can seemingly happen in situations like that.
Yeah, you're 100% right. I've been watching more and more clips that, like, every time I play CS2 on my own, it feels like I'm questioning my sanity, and I'm like, am I crazy? I'm not crazy, right? Like, that's not real. And then I watch clips of other people having it happen to them, and I'm like, okay. I'm crazy, but not for that reason.
Yeah, you're just normal, everyday crazy. What was that smoke?
It was a Dunkaroo right there on the Sezzy. 56 health, and he hasn't even seen anyone. Good snack.
Honestly, used to be way better. Kind of washed now as Camo
Agreed.
walking through a smoke might be able to catch off one, and Zoki out of the round. Man advantage for Zomblers as the utility starts being dumped down. Bomb not committed though. They're just looking to gain a little bit of access, maybe a little space. Maybe they just want to, you know, kind of post up on top of sidewalk here. And Sam is playing a that. Well, GG tried. Well, almost there. As Sam, maybe with the return fire, does a little damage to his toes.
Little bullet holes in the feetsies. B-site's open. Entirely open. Nobody's there. Not Juanjo eventually is going to go back to scout things out, and thankfully for his sake, it'll be the coast called clear. Now, as the call for Zomblers is to head back towards A. The lack of information that Konoha have towards B in terms of the forward scaling now is going to come back to bite them, or it'll be perfectly timed for them to be able to maintain this A bomb site with a player already fast onto the flank in ecstasy. In they go. Zomblers need to find a kill before they plant that bomb, in my opinion.
Good nade though on the Pac-Man, putting him pretty much to half HP. Now Juanjo dropping a flash so they can maybe gain a little bit of extra space out there. Caustic holding the angle, looking at the shot, but he actually gets the flank cut off there, so it keeps it with that man advantage. When they hit the shot through the smoke, through the box, and they're gonna have to stick at the follow-up shot from this op. They're gonna try and run him down and cut the space there. But Knight finds one. Sam swings through his smoke, gets another. Cajun finds one, and it's not Guanjo on his own. Deagle landing some shots, gets it to a 1-on-1. Just needs to hit Sam for one more, and Sam actually gives up his position now. Drops that smoke. He's going to bait out Sam possibly. Sam doesn't hear the stick just yet. He's going to rotate and just play time. And he's going to stick it. He's not going to spray the smoke. He's just going to... That's it. They won the round of CC's win as he stick it. As Sam, I guess, didn't know where a bomb was planted, or he just... I really don't know.
Took a second too long there. The 1, 2, 3 countdown turned into a 1, 2, 3, 4 swing on 5. Really expecting it to be bait out of the shot, knowing that the AWP was the weapon of choice for the player on top of the bomb, not having the gall to go for a stick like that, but even still he will. And that'll be them now left. With not a whole lot of money left in the bank, still Konoha, but they're still a round back up from what they were. 7 turned 8. Zomblers half the count now with 3 rounds left in play. We have to see what else they have left to afford to us, as this T side is beginning to fall a little bit too flat. As the remainder of the game goes by, the AWP posted at the bottom of the B steps with a player nearby, and a nade down through the ramp means that Konoha not only have all this information, not only have all this map control to be able to fight with a favorable duel, but they've gotten the man advantage taken away from them, actually, because Zoki's out in the middle of no man's land with an MP9 at range with no support.
Yeah, kind of an odd position. I get it, you know, post up there while the smoke's at bottom ramp, but get yourself into a little bit, like, just go sidewalk. I mean, you're not gonna do anything amazing at range. You know they got the bomb plan. Knight's gonna get sprayed down. Actually burns to the molly. He's toast. He's gone, and it's gonna be just Pac-Man by himself. And Pac-Man doesn't find something here, then I think it's Konoha just gonna have to bail out this round. That nade.
He can molly and nade default, but smartly, Caustic isn't gonna plan for that.
Yeah, good choice there. And I mean, there is a flank coming in through ecstasy again, but says he's holding this one. Yeah, they're calling it off. They're just gonna bail out and save because I mean, we look at the money. Zomblers may not have won many of these rounds, but they've always won a good handful of their fights.
I think the number of rounds coming down to the clutch potential has gotten to be a little bit worrisome for both teams, with Konoha sliding out more often than not on top of them. So
they only have 2 rounds where they have 4 or 5 players surviving. 1 round with 3, and 3 rounds with 2 players surviving. So Konoha's just been getting chipped away money-wise.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. And this round is going to be an exact example of that. Look, nothing. Absolutely nothing. They've got 3 guns that they've saved. They can toss one over, maybe another SMG, but guys, maintain the positioning of the SMG wherever that is, with either some bodies to be able to put around it in order to be able to trade and take the space and make good off of what it does and what it opens up, or just don't have it in a forward position at all.
Yeah, I mean, his position would have been good if he just had anything other than an SMG, really. I mean, it's a good position to get the information, get the play. And I say that now Juanjo takes the quick peek with that op, and that definitely caught Zomblers off guard as they were looking for some quick ramp control themselves, but Konoha reading them well, getting that kill, and it's man advantage this time for them. And it's coming down to the last couple rounds here in this first half. Zomblers need to get something going.
One way, if you can peek behind this. He does. Nobody's there. It was almost a slight overextension of the shoulder from Juanjo to be able to give him a line of sight. But tapping down, turn into a spray eventually onto Zoki as the B-bomb site defender is dealt with, swept aside, 5v4, turn 4v4. And Caustic now has reign of the map. He tosses some extra utility out towards B to make sure the left player left at default is still not entirely sure of where the game is going to end up, but it's over at A where they found yet another frag, bringing themselves just that one step closer to being able to make this one happen. And it doesn't look like they're going to begin their scale in time as the offer has fallen. The site looking to have stayed strong as Pac-Man closes out with a 3K, all 5 between he and his fellow defender with the op gun retrieved, and Konoha right back on track with 9.
I really gotta wonder. I mean, Caustic's been consistently getting, you know, a kill, an opening kill on that B site, and it's not like Konoha. They're leaving B site pretty wide open mid round. They're playing it more retake style, or for like not Hwanjo, who sometimes posts in mid to just kind of bounce between. And Zomblers, maybe this round are finally seeing it, but this is the last round of the half as they look to maybe take some quick stairwell control this time off the back of some, you know, great shots. But again, Sam being tagged up, falls to Zoki. Zoki down to 18 HP, but again, man advantage for the CT side.
They'll take that every day of the week now, as there are 2 players in the B-bomb site for the first time in a long time. Eventually, Ecstasy's going to be able to have his say into the round as Pac-Man. Usually the A-bomb site locked down, but this time met with nothing but bullet fire. And the op already posted Molotov at his feet. Not going to give up the angle initially, and that'll cost him a lot of his HP without a shot. That'll be the bomb now planted with HP low on 3 players inside of the server. Zomblers much more healthy than any of the others. Even so, we're going to see how this one turns out with the op now back into it. A retake that's not great for the weapon, but knight, he's going to have to be the one in shining armor to walk them across the line in this first half with anything more than 9. Double digits on his shoulders, and right now, removing heads. Or maybe not, unless it's a body shot from the op. He's not Hwanjo, and in they'll head. Close to the site. Cajun, not able to be supported by the Opera now, who has been forced away by the Molotov and vision removed by the smoke, and that's it. Call it done, call it wraps. That's 10. All 3 staying alive back into that one even.
Yeah, Zomblers just got dissected on that retake there from Konoha. It was surgical. Maybe it might have been a bad peek here or there, peeking into maybe not Hwanjo. I mean, it's a gamble, you know, it's a jiggle peek, and you know, hats off to Konoha. They just played the retake well in a great first half, honestly. I am pretty sure Zomblers map pick, right?
No,
because Zomblers.
I don't know what this is.
Zomblers gave up knife round, so that means it would be their map pick, right?
Surely, yeah. If that is the case, then yes.
And I mean, at this point, Konoha, if they take this one, it's tied up. It's 1-1 map count wise.
That wouldn't be the greatest of starts for a team looking to probably get this one finished off sooner rather than later. Both teams at their cores definitely more than deserving of a place in advanced. And they've already secured that much, so now we're just going for money as far as I'm aware. So we'll see how this one unfolds and who's more hungry for the big cash prize, as Sam, blinded, even able to take another shot into the head of Knight before he has to back out and away and fall back to his support. Not able to stick around for all that much longer at the headshot boxes, though. And already on the back is Cajun. Dualies, great weapon for the job. Reload onto Pac-Man, but over top, up high, no sound cue to be able to give it away, and it's Cajun to give him a 6th round and a pistol victory. And if there is ever a round that you need to come away with in a scoreline like that, it was the pistol round in the second half of this game. Now they go 10-6.
Yeah, I mean, these teams are just, at their core, pretty much on par with each other. Not too much a difference, as we saw. Even the rounds that Konoha have won came pretty close, down to a 1-on-1 clutch situation quite a few times. And this should be, you know, Zomblers' ability to start... Jesus, God, what the hell was that? Either way, this should be Zomblers' ability to start scaling off this pistol win and, you know, get an extra 2 or 3 rounds under the belt and inch it down only to like a round. Law says Camero finds the first one in towards Pac-Man, sprays through his smoke, does some good damage. Sam finds Knight, and the Famasa says he with a nice little tap back just walks through Camero, and it's down to just now Hwanjo on his lonesome by himself. 1-on-5.
A block and a dream, baby. Let's see it. 1. All right. Well, I never said it was a good dream.
Yeah, I don't know what Tony does in the background sometimes, Iron. He just be dropping stuff and making noises.
My fan fell, man.
Everything's just held up with duct tape and straw. Man comes from a broken home. God. Last time was your green screen, now it's your fan this time. Like, everything just like perfectly balanced on the edge. Like one little touch, just everything comes crashing down like a
Things
house of
fall,
cards.
man. What can I say?
I'm falling in love with you.
Cajun falls Knight in mid.
I confess my love and I get nothing.
First 20 seconds of the round, and already a man advantage for the Zomblers to be able to work forwards as they look to claim their 8th and bring them that one step closer to the scoreline of their opponents on a lesser buy, even still with these FAMASs in play and the MP9 of Cajun yet to upgrade onto the gun dropped. Nobody there to be able to help him scale up, so it seems. And as things get a little bit more dangerous towards both ends of the map in terms of the gunfire coming from the T side, they'll come out on top and get another duel. Finally, this T side getting something moving forward. 4 HP on Zoki, even so.
Now Wanjo does at least get one back there, brings it into a man advantage here for Konoha as they start scaling up towards this A side. Flash for Sam to maybe get a little bit of information here towards that sidewalk side. Drops the molly to give himself some space and not have to worry about one less angle, but here comes the push. Sam finds one pack with a quick trade. It's going to be just Caustic and Sezi trying to hold this off. Well, Sezi, as Caustic clears deep mid, as they start, maybe they do want to commit to this take.
Now they're gone. So sad that the player on that fast flank from the bottom side of the ladder is going to be found on the timing that he was. There was almost a moment where he slips right behind 3 of those players undetected, unbeknownst to them. That could have been the locking key in the round, as there was no more room really for the CTs to let bodies drop after that fact. Find that man advantage, unable to maintain it for the good of that round, and Konoha are going to abuse that every day of the week. Both of these teams, as previously mentioned, pretty close in skill level and experience, as well as they aren't going to be giving away those sorts of, call them freebies if you will. Kill distribution's pretty close from both of these teams from top to bottom as well, with the T side within 7 of top to bottom and the CT side within 5.
Yeah, I mean, really what I think it's coming down to at this point is just positioning and timing. No one's really missing easy shots. The oppers are opping. Everything's kind of clicking on both sides.
The rotations on T side look pretty good to me.
Yeah,
For
like
both of these teams, they look fine.
Yeah, and I mean, Konoha is reading Zomblers well. Zomblers aren't as quick to adapt, and I think that's where they're kind of falling right now. We saw them, B site, like we said, the first half was open quite a few times. Zomblers never really took advantage of it.
That was the big issue, wasn't it?
Exactly. They were just fully always committed to that ramp take. Even though early on they were finding good success on that B side, they just kind of, pushed it to the wayside at this point, and I think that could be that, a big hole in that first half for them.
Yeah, and look now how willing not Wanjo is able to, how willing he is to show his presence at those B steps and then continue to scale up with them even still. That'll be them getting a lot of information that they can utilize around each other extremity of the map to make something happen, as the AK is actually accidentally shot off of the map from the pole. Actually, it's still on the barely on the railing, but Sezi with that opening pick is going to be very pleased with himself, also losing no HP in the engagement.
Yeah, this is going to be a contact play for, well, it was going to be just Costa with Cajun rotating his way around here. They do have some utility to hold this off. Caustic has a nade. Cajun actually has nothing. So they have a nade. That's not really going to hold them off, but it's going to soften them up at least here for the M4s, hopefully, as he should be throwing this over towards default once the bomb makes its way that way.
Is it Molly or a nade? Oh,
that was a nade. Oh, and the Molly gets dropped there. Buys some space as the bomb does go down. Caustic surviving the sprays through the smoke, and, well, just barely. Sam on the quick rotating. It's going to be a 5-on-4 man advantage here. A 2-man advantage now with Sam getting that kill.
Do it, they'll go with players at both backsides of default, not spotting the head over the top of the red, but initially says he eventually wisens up to it and removes him now, as there's only one player left standing between them in an 8th round, as they're back to winning ways. A double kill from the aforementioned Sezi as well as Cajun to finish the job, to find the plant, and more importantly than anything else, keep 4 players alive with guns. That's huge. Moving into the next round, the bomb plant only affording 3 of the 5 members of Konoha the AK-47s if they so choose to go in for them. Others taking on either Galils, or actually, no, it's definitely going to be SMGs for them if they decide to go in for it. But I don't know what I'm feeling. Personally, a 3-round gap, definitely room for them to be able to go for some sort of a mixed bag force buy, but I think you probably are just better off in the long term going in for a buy in the next. This makes sense.
Yeah, Hero AK, not that big of a gamble when you still have 1900 left. So really, Konoha playing this one smart, really how you should. You have the lead, no reason to give up extra rounds. Because even if they lost this one, it would have been 2 rounds because they'd be completely broken. Gets dinked off with the Tech 9. He's down to 7 HP. And, somehow still surviving, though, as XC eventually does get the kill. That Hero AK finding maybe do what he does, and this is a nearly open sight. Bomb's kind of dropped in the wide open. They have noticed it, but Sam's still very low, and these Tech-9s could quite easily get this kill.
Yeah, there's one player mid-flanking late. He's there, eventually seeing Cajun not actually intending to clear that out, and instead gets lucky in his ability to turn around after being dinked, and receiving that gives him more room to play around his teammates. His ecstasy all of a sudden turns this into an ace clutch, as he's gotten 2 and 22 HP. Left on Sam at the side hall, swings right into his crosshair, pinned, as Konoha find 12 off of the heroics of one man.
The Hero AK makes all the difference there.
Really?
Honestly, that's just Zomblers. Like, you had bomb control. No reason why you can't, like, take the one-off peaks here and there. You're kind of giving yourselves up, you know, knowing that the last player has an AK. It's not like it's a Tech-9. So, I mean, if you knew you're peeking into a Tech-9, that's different. But you're peeking into an AK. You know, the chances of you getting your head shot off are pretty damn high at that point, as they're going for some super quick side haul control here, as Zoki does get smoked off. Now Wanjo getting tagged down to 52 in the meantime, and Utility now starts to drop into these T's.
Kind of quiet on A. They're still making their way up with very little hesitation in terms of the pace. The sound cues are slow and non-existent for the time, and that's going to be very beneficial to them to get close enough to make a pop happen without any CTs foiling their plans, as long as there's no fight to be had. They're not ready for actually incredible crosshair adjustment from Sam there to be able to find Zoki, who looked like he was primed and ready for anybody to swing up high. Instead, gets his bell rung and gets this A bomb site looking all the more strong, as Konoha are just offering themselves up one by one to these duels, and Pac-Man next up to it. Sam dropping the smoke and swinging behind it, spotted just before it blooms, and not able to do anything more than that one left, though, as the rifles are falling man by man, one by one. Now Ecstasy left to do it again.
I mean, he's got the utility, he's got the bomb, and oh, says he runs very wide with that deagle. He is playing at least a trade scenario here. The flank, not there either. They're just kind of split. XC gets his one-on-one duels. Camero not yet swinging off the trade. 1-on-2. Caustic slowly inching his way out, trying to bait him into crossing so he can cross into the M4 of Camero. As Camero might get the timing, but he's kind of afraid that he's going to be peeking in. And XC's taking full advantage of that fear. Camero eventually does secure the kill, but that was a very close and, I mean, kind of a nail-biting round once again.
If that smoke was just a little bit different in its orientation, and he was able to tap onto that bomb and isolate a 1v1, that could have been really dangerous based on how afraid they were playing it. But thankfully, the player at the side hall is there as well to make that contact happen with full vision, rejoining almost instantaneously his camera, and we can get things back underway with a 3-round gap in the Zomblers. Not yet done, but certainly not quite at the level where we're going to be saying that they have this one in the bag in their own regard, the CT side, the favorable one of the two. So with that, they're going to need to prove it, as they on their T side looked okay, not great. I wouldn't say terrible either, with a lot of the rounds that they didn't win coming down to clutch scenarios they couldn't pull away with. But even so, now having to make sure they clamp down on these kinds of rounds where it's only going to be that Hero AK from Ecstasy again, more likely than not. Still deciding on what they want to buy across the rest. It's not entirely known to be, as Utility's still coming out, staying above about that $2,000 mark, as not Wanjo is just below that threshold. Everybody else keeping themselves afloat. Ecstasy with his one. Quick opener into this round, as that gun can now kind of be juggled around. Actually, no, nobody's got body armor, or even this Deagle, the only other investment they made outside of the utility.
I kind of gotta respect Camero on his buy, honestly. As much as people hate it, I'm a Mag 7 lover.
I don't. Everyone loves the Mag 7.
Especially on CS2. Shotguns are XM CS2 is broken. I will fully admit to that. Absolutely atrocious level. Sam, peeking into a few players, does spot them out, gets the information, and about a minute left on the clock here. Zomblers gonna eventually have to make a decision if they want to maybe stack a site with what they have and kind of gambling at being a man down. And Camo with a Mag 7, no armor. It's not a range gun here. Sam peeks in, does find one towards Zoki. These blocks could get a kill, and they do. But the Mag 7 does get a kill. Camo almost gets away with murder. Can't cross back fast enough, but Sezi in a good position here, posting up now in towards the sidewalk.
There's one. The second collapses. The bomb is let loose, and only Sezi, the man to leave it all onto the A-bomb site on the floor, are the bodies of the T's that leave it all across for them to find double digits. And answer immediately back. It feels like Zomblers might not have led us to believe exactly what they have to offer in this game has been shown just yet. As previously mentioned, of course, the CT side is going to be the better of the two, and I guess considering the fact that they brought the previous half so close in a lot of the rounds that they did means that there's a real possibility now with that leg up in terms of positioning capability that they might be able to string more consecutive rounds together as we go along with this one.
Yeah, but good boost coming out here, so Sam should get some information and a kill. The Tech 9 buys have been deadly and caustic. Perfectly coming, flashing. He just had so many targets. It was just a jiggle fest on the mouse at that point. As it is going to be just night. So he's making all the noise in the world. It's known. Fails to clear the close angle. Says he gets the kill. And a great round there from Zomblers.
Shake that mouse for me. Shake that mouse for me. Come
on
now.
Perfect.
It's a good way to handle the mid take. Now look at the kill distribution. Now look at the kill spread. 2 from top to bottom. 17, 17, 17, 15, 15. Everyone putting in their heavy lifting in this game thus far. It's felt like nobody is shied away or shied out from the spotlight, shining on every member of the team at this point in time. They're going to be entirely content with the pathway forwards now, even without the EWP into the hands of Camo. They haven't had to invest in it. They haven't had to really worry about utilizing that weapon across the map because it's not been something that's been shutting them down anywhere. They've been more successful than not with the rifles that they have put forth. And then, at some point in time when it is going to be required from them, they're going to have no doubts in their mind that they're going to be able to put it forward and maybe even continue to run through these rounds as they had with even more comfortability. But for now, like I said, they'll be fine with this. They can work with what they've got. Flash deep might be huge if there is one. Sam instead going dry around the box. The players with their backs turned. Only their one. And again, if their flash had gone through, that could have been everything. That could have been massive. But even so, he spots enough players to where he can give over the information. And the game is still not yet up. But even so, it's going to become more and more difficult.
Is that 1-for-1 trade worth it? Because obviously the 1-for-1 trades favor T's in that manner. But is the information really worth it? Because now it's actually working against them. They put 3 towards the
A timer is put on them, though. They have to reclaim top ramp.
Yeah, but they give up B wide open by itself. They throw the utility, and actually it's a double fake.
Oh, I love this. This is awesome. They're going to go A. Yeah, and they know that they're going to go A right now. If they hear nothing else after that extinguishes in the back of the bomb site, they know nothing's happening. There's nobody scaling up.
Cajun gets 2 here, though. Cajun gets 2. They're lining up for him already.
Yes, 100%.
And he's not getting cleared. He's got teammates.
He's not getting mollied.
Attention.
Nope, it's over.
Yeah, he lets him run by. Gets 1, 2. Can't get the third, though. And he gets the 2, and that's exactly what they need out of him. 10 seconds left on the clock. They're going to be able to get the bomb down.
Oh,
no. As it goes 1 for 1, they stop the plant. And he's got the stickness that they want to, but
bang.
It got costly, but at the end of it, we're all tied back up. Zomblers secured the comeback. They reset the economy now. Stopping that bomb plant is actually huge, or else Konoha would have actually had a buy through here. I mean, they can still buy, but I don't think it would be in their best interest when Tech 9 armors or just Eagles have kind of worked for them for the most part.
See, you and I had a little bit of a I don't know if you want to call it a disagreement about how that round was being played, but personally, I love it. I think it's very calculated. Maybe it's not the 1-for-1 isn't worth it. But that's a little cringe. But they only have pistols right now. This is kind of one of those rounds where you're like, all right, go try and find kills. Bang! He's gonna get the headshot on the Cajun as he readjusts from the player at the bottom of mid. He gets himself right where he has to. It takes enough time to be able to put on his dome. And anything more than that is gonna be a little bit much.
So what's your disagreement with how the round?
Oh no, I'm saying we don't disagree. I think the 1-for-1 wasn't worth it for the CT side. However, I think that the way that they played the round following the 1-for-1 was actually perfect.
Honestly, I would have, if there's a flash or a double
That would've
nade
been
stack
massive.
at bottom ramp, so either one of those, something to draw their attention from the angle he's peeking from. Which, there we go. See, diverting the attention of XC, that last player.
13.
And Zomblers, for the first time,
Wow.
take the lead. Konoha, though,
Holy crud.
they're going to have rifles. And I don't think they can get an op-out in their hands unless they really want a glass cannon, which I don't think they really want to. It's going to be... this second half has essentially been opless, I think, for the most part, on both sides of this.
Yeah, pretty much. Camera was looking pretty hot with it on the T side. A couple of his shots were looking pretty good. And I think on the CT side, again, not having to bring it out is going to feel like a godsend to him.
Uh-oh. Cajun? How does he get away with that?
Cajun does Cajun things.
Yeah, I guess. And now Zomblers instantly in 20 seconds have a two-man advantage. Cajun picks up a free smoke.
Oh, no. Get out of there, man.
He's gone. He gone.
Okay. He gone.
And so's Pac-Man, and so's the bomb. Zoki does find a kill. Sam, oh no. Sam. How? I guess it bounced upwards at the last second and caught Sam as he made his way in towards sidewalk. But, I mean, man advantage. Zoki, 28 HP. They had control over bomb. Says he might be able to get this kill towards Zoki. And 2. He gets put to half HP, but now they don't see bomb, though. Downside to all this. Knight's going to back off and slowly make his way around, but Cajun's going to take control over B ramp. He might have heard Knight rotate out. I'm not sure.
A lot to do in this round with not a whole lot to do it with. It would probably be the most important round of the game if he could. But even so, there's one 22 HP from the duel, though. Doesn't leave him too healthy for this next one that he isn't going to be remotely aware of. Is already about to get shot in the back. Is not Cajun, but Caustic this time around was the one lying in wait as he strikes. Makes the moment happen, and I don't know, Konoha, do you buy here playing up against what is now map point to follow? I guess you do. There's not really a whole lot of other choices, as Galils certainly aren't the worst thing in the world to have to play with if you get a...
Oh. We get a pulse.
Lower players.
Oh, jeez.
My mic just destroyed itself.
Apparently, like, switched to, like, webcam mic for, like, a split second, or... I don't know. Things happened.
Yeah, my fan fell on my laptop.
Hold on, you're doing this from a laptop?
I have a gaming laptop.
No, listen, dude. It doesn't matter if you put the word gaming in front or not. It's still a laptop.
Well, if it's a PC and I put gaming in front of it, is that...
It's still a
change
PC.
it? Right.
Because there's laptop, PC, and workstation.
What the hell is a workstation?
Like a Dell tower that you get at Best Buy that's like $400.
That's what you're working on.
No, I have a gaming PC.
Mike
It's got
destroyed,
RGB.
Straw House falls.
Yeah, honestly, it's everything's falling down faster than the T side here for Konoha, as Zomblers with a 2-round advantage now, and they go with the old: do we play for overtime or do we play for the win? And they said, screw it, we're aiming for the win. Down 2 and the money's hard. They don't really have much utility, and this mid fight's gonna be huge. Says he finds one. The trade comes through, and the rifle is retrieved. No more Galil, and Knight has full control, but does he clear back pillar? Caustic has his back. Is this gonna... The fact that Knight didn't knife him, though, was Caustic just... I guess he's just waiting, playing counter flash.
Yeah, I guess. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot to be said about the remainder of this round as they continue to find bodies. CT's yet to find their way in with all the utility raining down upon them and none of their own to send back. You may as well just go for the save already. Don't just jump into this one. Why? I don't get it. It's a 4v2 now. Turn 4v1, and I don't like that at all. That was extremely mismanaged. Already having 2 players who weren't able to fully buy, that would have been everything going into this next round and them having to be comfortable with it. But now things are just put on a little bit of a leash as we're so late into this game where you don't have the rounds to be able to say, all right, well, we can just save next. It's not going to happen, and I don't think it's going to happen in this round unless they can see something from that AWP of Camera for the first time in a long time, despite being on the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, it's kind of rough. I mean, you're giving yourself at such a disadvantage at this point. Caustic has an MP9, says he FAMAS. And I mean, yeah, you get the op but like that could have been a round that, all right, you lost. All right, granted, it happened. You know, the win streak can only go for so long, but why put yourself at a disadvantage? Camera, is he going to be able to escape? Just barely. As Zoki just going for the typical, like, tap spam through the tops of the smokes and almost gets a kill out of it.
Close, but no cigar. Is right now. Mid, tucked down, ducked, says he for a moment, but eventually he'll get a little bit more active with it, and a good slide out and away after that first duel with Ecstasy, not initially going in for the refrag, as he will take his time to be able to make his way farther forwards and to be able to support, but right now, no, beautiful from Not Wanjo. He reads the situation, takes the fight with the player up front, and actually, wait, no, I thought he was throwing the Molotov for up close, but he misses the player there initially, and eventually he'll be made known. He'll frag him down, and still no trade back, as now they've got 2-2 split. This is still favoring the Zomblers side, I'll have to say. And the utility running as low as it is for Konoha puts them into a box with 40 on the clock.
That's a huge, huge kill. And now with all that, they don't see any activity. And it's going to be Sam playing the deep off angle here. Mike Hedge, Zoki clearing up, but the Shadow should have gave him the advantage, but didn't react close enough. Now only a single-man advantage. And yes, if I'm observing, it's on left-hand view. You gotta settle for it. Sorry.
What?
Left-hand view model for me.
That's gross. Change it. CSGO's over.
Literally didn't ask, don't care. Shut up, right-hander.
Well, on the other hand, Zomblers are looking to close this one out sooner rather than later as they find their pick back into the site leading into the clutches. So he does find his first dinked up by the... Oh, no, dinked up by the FAMAS. No, Camera's got an AWP. They're going to meet each other, and one of them's going to have the rifle, but it's the USP of all things as we take a look at Camera's butt on my POV, at least. It's going to be a nice clutch and a nice round to win for Zomblers to find 15. Bomb plant, 800 into the pocket. Loss bonus still existing. Pre-existing, though, is the money that we already had in Konoha. All right, with one more chance.
Now, have we figured out if this is a BO3 or 5 by any chance?
I'm almost sure it's going to be 5.
Okay.
It would not make a whole lot of sense if it weren't.
Man, it's going to be a rough day for me tomorrow, because technically I'd be going to bed fairly soon, in the next 10 minutes. And we're only on map 1.
Well, Zomblers would only need to win one more following this. All right.
Huge peak there. It could have won sideways if literally anybody was looking in his general vicinity, but he ends up with a double. Now, Konoha, kind of figuring where they might want to put this bomb, as Zoki's got some good control over his site. The smoke dropping. Sam waiting as Zoki crossing the site, but he's not the one with bombs, so it matters not. Boost coming up. Sam into the, at least a higher ground here as he waits for Knight to go down, and utility not going to displace that.
Caustic the one with the Molotov and the nade to be able to send it onto the default box. He's going to be able to use it now for the retake instead, as the most important duel of them all is going to be one in mid. Camera, aware of the possibility of a late flank, and Pac-Man will activate just at the right time, not for himself, but instead for the side of Zomblers to make this one look done and dusted, unless Zoki pulls out the greatest clutch of all time as Camera takes a shot through the floor. Nails him, makes his op heard, and makes map number 1 of 5 or 4, excuse me, potentially theirs. And we do have them also with a map advantage going into this one 2-0.
Yep. And I mean, overall, really, it started out kind of rough for Zomblers. But at the end, it kind of, you know, second half, I think they only dropped 3 rounds. 3, maybe 4. Was it a 10-5 half? I'm pretty sure it's 10-5 if I remember correctly. But I mean, Zomblers definitely started gathering themselves. They built up momentum. They got the confidence back in the first round. They lacked severely.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think they looked like a different beast. I think everybody kind of reinvigorated after that first half. It ended after they win that pistol round, and it gets more comfortable for them being able to maneuver around the map, knowing the individuals are starting to pop off. It was never like anybody was lagging behind. I'll hark on it every time that I have to. The clutches really just weren't going their way in that first half, but they were still hitting their shots. They were still getting into positions to win. And if you mirror that and flip it around into where they're more comfortable, it's going to be night and day almost every time, considering how well they looked. It was clear to see that that was going to be the case.
Yeah, and the fact that they didn't have to go to, you know, relying on an op to gain them any sort of advantage. They just straight up just won their duels, and face it, admin has canceled match. We'd love to see that. So, in the meantime, well, things sort itself out. ynoT has to do laundry, apparently, according to chat. And we will be right back. So stick around for, technically, map 3.
Oh, they see in the background.
Fly away with me. Come and 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 fly away with me. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Somewhere by the emerald sea, where the moon and water meet. Somewhere close to harmony, when the world is sound asleep. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making moves. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
Sitting here thinking about society. Do you wanna hear some irony? I don't like going out, but I don't wanna stay at home. Laying here thinking about the things I hate, staring at a screen till my mind goes blank. It's the same every day when you know you're not in control. In control. In control.
Yeah. I've been feeling like I lost my mind now. Every mountain that I had to climb, I'm bona fide. I'm dying every day. It seems the worst had to come around. Had enough of the suits and parents. Feel like I'm never allowed to stand. I'm losing all my self-determined faith. I'll never be in control. In control. What am I to do? In control. In control. Faded up with dark
lots of folks I haven't seen in months. Orchestrate the buttercup, I need control, I'll buckle up. Cruising with my silver sprocket, gnarly on the dirt trails. Air balloon, I'll make it hell. Tidal wave, I'll make it sail. Getting agitated like Napoleon when Kip is home. Siri, interrupt the music, guess I gotta toss the phone. Hello? I try to get it up my mind, but I think it all the time. I don't wanna be the worst, but I guess that's how it goes. I try to do everything, the facts it doesn't change. It's like a part of the show, you're never in control.
Cylinders at maximum power. Laser and charged particle beam weapons.
Weapons activated.
And we're back with more Nickelback, or just CS. I don't know.
I was singing Nickelback in the pre-show.
Classic. Got any Nickelback lovers in chat? Probably not. You know, yeah, I feel like Zomblers would have a Nickelback lover every once in a while.
I think we do. I feel like we do.
I think they're just, you know, it's okay. You can just come out. It's fine. You're allowed to say it.
I'm here with you.
Is this a 4-man rundown mid for Zomblers off the start? I like it. Sam gets the first tap. And that's it. That's it. That's all that happens.
My game screen is black right now, so.
That's
Less than good.
How? How? You had this whole time while you're singing Nickelback, trying to like serenade
It just
me.
went. It just happened.
God, you're useless to me.
I hear shots though. But okay, now it's got okay. Pac-Man, there he is. P250's been made useful of this round already. The investment finding its way back. $400 extra on him though. Not sure where the utility that he could have purchased went into. But oh no, he just got the kill. That's why he got the kill. But there we go. Another one to be found and a couple of extra bucks into his pocket as they speed up towards B.
L caster? Well, that's Pac-Man gets absolutely destroyed, and it's gonna be Caustic by himself as Caustic continues to, well, just, yeah, it got there. Pac-Man eventually does fall 1-on-3, no kit, and well, it's gonna get there eventually. The round's coming to a close here, and it's looking like the T sides have grasped this one as ynoT continues to persuade chat to fight him.
I'll 1v1 any of you guys. Meet me in the server, okay?
I mean, that's the only place you can actually beat anybody in. Kid weighs 110 pounds.
That's not true.
He's kind of mainly just bone.
Well, that's not true either.
It is. I wouldn't lie to you.
I'm 152 pounds of muscle.
That's not a lot of muscle.
Yeah, and you would know?
Yes. I would.
That you would not.
No, I mean, not on me, but my...
Name one muscle.
Penis.
Oh, dude, what? Okay. Oh, my God.
Oh! XC with a quick tap there, and gets a man advantage there as Sam scoops up a scout, as instantly punishes and gets the, well, at least one back there, as it's now a 3-on-4 as the CT side starting to struggle, and Cajun by his lonesome.
Showing up now over at this somewhat empty bomb site, only Cajun, but he's actually managed to get his way somewhat undetected on the other side of it as they jump past him. The second player able to turn his head back around in the 180. His teammate will finish the job, but even so, everybody ready for that refrag would have been needed. But the low HP does actually favor the scout into a retake potential if they are going to go for it. And the 5.7 is not going to be too shabby for it either. As the MAC-10 is the closest point of contact, though, that's going to be the hardest job to make it past, as now they're actually going to head back out in the way. Armor, a smoke, a kit, a scout, and a 5.7. More than enough money now for them to be able to utilize in the next gun round. Either way, because this save won't matter, but it's going to be nice to have something moving into one more save.
Yeah, you know, they get a MAC-10, a scout. It's something to soften up the T's and maybe take away a rifle here or there. And, you know, putting the first 2 rounds, that's usually the way it goes here on Inferno. And honestly, when they threw that nade into smoke, I was waiting for it to, like, this scout would get a kill because the smoke would dissipate, but this is go. I kind of forgot where we were for a second. Either way, the T's are going to be getting themselves 2-0 start here. Zomblers going to be a little light on the buy, just taking exactly what they got out of last round into this one.
Into this with now 3 HEs, looking to soften them up, and that's honestly something I think is underrated in these half buys where you have a scout, is utilizing the HE grenades. At least if you're not going to be rushing down mid or anything, it's really good to be able to keep your scout really threatening. Of course, it's going to always be a threat. With that headshot potential, obviously, at longer linear angles on Inferno, but having the liberty to take body shots and win out is going to be nice. But as they burn one out and alive, one put down at the backside of Coffins, and although they might be split across the map, Konoha have all of this control towards the B site, and they may as well. What the heck? What?
Yeah, his crosshair wasn't even remotely close.
Not even
He was
close.
aiming at, like, bottom coffin, it looked like.
CS2 is leaking into this game. I swear. I swear it.
Yeah. apparently, as Wanjo falls and the MAC-10s find just about every kill. As this is going to be Koana's map pick, and this is technically map 3. Zomblers are up 2-0. They did start with a map advantage. Map 1 was Vertigo, and they won that one, so here we are, map 3.
Map number 3. The BO5 format is an interesting one. It's one that I'm not personally too big of a fan of. I don't really like the whole upper-lower bracket idea. If there's, I don't know. I like the 2 BO3, the 2 BO3 format, if you know what I'm talking about. It's a little longer even than a BO5, but I like it more in terms of fairness. But, ooh, wait, look at this timing. Going to favor ESEA as he spots him, trying to phase his way through that one to be able to catch the player at lane off guard. Not going to be the case, though, as Molotovs are exchanged back and forth. Mid still in the control of Zomblers with a man up on top of it.
Finally, a man advantage going their way, as Koana are going to evacuate Banana and favor themselves more towards apps and that top mid control, as Zomblers keeping 3, sticking around just a little bit longer. Utility dwindling down, and no head armor on a pair of these players, so these Galils and MAC-10s could maybe open this up quickly if things go awry here for Zomblers. But current position, a good position for trades here. Caustic tucked in towards Ninja, says he takes the first shot, gets the kill towards Zach. Pac-Man does eventually get the kill, but Caustic just kind of posts up. Zoki finds one as well, and it's a 3-on-3. They don't molly out Caustic, but they are most likely going to check him, you would think. And they get the kill, and they're up to a man advantage now. Sam finds the kill through the smoke, and maybe it's not too late just yet.
Not quite. Cajun is still elevated. Oh, slight angle onto him. Thought he would have spotted the head over the top, but instead spots the body after the fact and finds a spray. Tink through the box. Even Pac-Man not allowed to plant the bomb, not allowed to dance between the site without having to pull a pistol. And Cajun starting it all off onto that retake and finishing it all off as well as Konoha not allowed to get a little bit of cash extra injected into their pocket, which won't hurt them all that much. Zomblers, a dire need of a first round finally claimed, and nice to have a little bit of money would it have been if they had more players staying afloat, but still dropping over 2 rifles, 1 left to an MP9. Even so, still a pretty even round, I'll say, going into the 5th, and Konoha with a chance to answer back.
Yeah, and Caustic being that A player, he could easily just take, Hall's control easily, and maybe catch off one, take an AK out. Quick upgrade for him, easy path for him, but he's actually going to sit posted up on Arch side instead as the nades come raining down towards B, and Cajun and Sam take the brunt of most of it, as Cajun down to just 28 HP, Sam on 70, and uh-oh, that's not what I wanted, because I forgot to put in the command for exacting Inferno map commands. I'm a silly goose. And LCA with the 92-man raid, oh my god, it's Matt, literally shut up and go away.
Wow, that was a,
he told me to shut up.
Did the prediction come through? Was the why not prediction and Matt prediction correct? Because that'll feel pretty good. I'm sure that Forsaken are going to be feeling pretty good about that result, as well as right now it's going to feel good to get brackets control without any contest, as Camaro falls with very little to say in response to damage, still favoring the Konoha side as they continue to deal it down and dish it forth at both B and A. It's the A site of the 2, which is completely clear now as Zomblers look to maybe just save out of these guns that they have, as there a chance at finding a consecutive second has been stripped away from them. I think that AWP coming out sooner rather than later, and the next gun round after a save is probably going to be the best bet.
Yeah, money's dwindled for them. It was a round where they didn't really find much impact, as we do see XC going to be hunting down, and I mean, they have the money to do it. You're going to see them probably commit a lot more going through into this, and they are going to send a few players up through Banana, so Zomblers are going to have to fight for these rifles if they want to bring them into this next round.
Looking closer and closer to the remaining weapons still in play, as Cajun is not at all fearful of the fight. He's 21 HP and still jiggling it out the top side of it, and he's warded them away for the time being. It doesn't look like they're going to be making their way any closer in. And they can go for another buy. They can get a set of FAMASs dropped over to the 2 for armor and utility to boot, but I don't know. Let's wait and find out. There's an MP9, and yeah, they're going all the way in. They're pushing everything that they have forwards, no FAMASs instead, MP9s, and everybody going to be utilizing the utility that they have, and hopefully with a plan off rip, because right now, If this buy doesn't pan out, Konoha are going to be on for a dangerous pathway to a dominant T-side half. On Inferno, that's not going to be the greatest of threats, but even still, it'll really dampen your mental going into what is the next map. After all, this is the pick of Konoha, so you're expecting to do a little better.
Yeah, Zomblers really gambling on this one and going all in, as not much left in the bank for them, as again, Cajun and Sam have yet to learn their lesson that they can't take the fights necessarily, as Sam does catch Knight trying to go up on towards the high ground as he punches him. But in fact, for one kill, they definitely traded some HP off that almost exactly the round before. Cajun 29, Sam 83. And again, it's not like Zomblers can spare losing any players at this point, let alone, you know, giving up any map control.
100%. AK is going to be nice. The low HP of Cajun towards this B site. Again, hasn't scared him from taking these fights in rounds prior. As right now, he's just setting himself up and his teammate to just hold on to the site for that little bit longer to afford a rotation if they need. And sooner rather than later, they're going to need one as the smoke's going to be dropped. That's another 18 seconds gone, but the utility of Konoha has been sent out as well. They're going to go through it. This is going to be really hard for them to do, but no flash from the CT side. Only bodies, only manpower, one elevated, one down low. Damage exchange, but Ecstasy's still onto the clear regardless.
That was a much-needed kill. Sam gonna peek and goes for his spray, but the fountain's blocking literally every bullet. He had the lineup, but the perfect plant position from Konoha. And now it is going to be a 4-on-4 retake. We don't see much utility for Zomblers, but Konoha don't have much in general either in the way of utility. Quite literally zero. Zoki down to 1 HP. Pac-Man burning, and Caustic eventually secures the kill with that molly. Flash going in towards it. Sam goes to swing out. XC finds one. The trades come in. Sam finds it, and that's a cleared sight in the last couple seconds of the round. And Zomblers with a pretty smooth retake, losing only 2.
It's about as good as it gets in that sort of a scenario. No op just yet, but even so, if they continue to bounce back, battling back and forth with these rounds, they will eventually find themselves out on top of Konoha, economically speaking, if they continue at that rate of pace. Right now, looking pretty solid. It's been a great start and a great move into what is T-side of Konoha. But more to be done, more work, as Zomblers are slowly but surely giving themselves more than a fighting chance, I would even say now. With 3 AKs, no MP9s, no FAMASs to worry about. Things are just getting better and better for them as we go on through this one. And the utility damage, exquisite at the bottom side of Banana. Although they've lost top car, they should be more than aware of that possibility and play the round accordingly.
Now Juanjo almost getting caught out there. XC getting tagged up, and for once, we see the B-side Banana Boys not taking any early utility damage. Sam, I'm not sure if he got a nade or a shot in on him, but he's down to 75. As Zomblers really need to start building up this economy for themselves. If they lose this one, they can still have something, but it won't be a full buy that they really would want. And Konoha need something off the back. Oh, good timing. Caustic finds 2. Full blind. The flash catches him, but it mattered not when he could just hold down mouse 1 and just spray it down, as the rest of these T's are going to try and make their way up quietly towards Banana, but it's going to be Sam and Cajun to find it.
Yeah, they won't go down very quietly as you hear the gunfire on either side of the site as the crossfire is set. 1 high, 1 low. Sam swings after the first contact is made, and good on to him to drop the bomb as well. Not Juanjo. Good luck, my friend. Smoke up in your face, a gap, but it won't really matter as you're the one who's got to make your way through into the open arms of the belly of the beast right now as Zomblers seem to close it out. The bomb is let loose, and they're still yet to rotate back. And now, still things get a little bit dangerous. 20 seconds under the clock. First kill found with no sort of response just yet. Still a jiggle from that end of spawn deep. Molly on the floor. And Cameron's got to be careful about when he just decides to pull this utility, because it could cost him or his teammate his life. And hold on 10 seconds. Now he's got no other choice.
Yeah, that kind of got close. I'm not sure why they kept Sezi locked on A site for so long. Just kind of there. I mean, they had bomb control. Maybe it just wasn't communicated enough. I'm not really sure. Either way, Zomblers prevail, and they start checking off the boxes. They have a little bit of a cushion of cash here to fall back on. Not everybody, though, as we see Caustic at $250 and Sezi quite literally 0. And Pac-Man goes for the forced hero by AK. It worked on Vert, but can it work again? Almost. He nearly catches Caustic off, and oh, he still might.
Just might. Oh, man. Gotta be cautious. Banana control in response, though. Smoke's gonna be missing the mark. Just clipped the corner of that door that it was unintended to. Now, as another one will be deployed eventually after that kill's snagged. Sam can now bail out, play for himself as the rotation to A is in kind. 4 players now stacked. One taking the contact over at Archway, waiting for the teammate inside of the cubby to be able to get the next. But even so, that's really not where they're going to be coming from. Waiting for the contact out from the top side of the balcony first and foremost, as one is already out and through, one now just firing shots into the pit, not aware of the position of this player. Eventually will be made known, and good trade. Oh, not Juanjo. Tech 9, lethal, AK active, and now we need to get a little bit more done, as Juanjo's left on out an island. He's stuck inside. He needs somebody to make their way back. Not yet. Pac-Man's still too far removed, as Knight just by his side is going to be able to retrieve the bomb and get that plant down sooner rather than later. Hopefully, though, as Sezi has locked it down from the pit.
Sezi with a good time on that swing, but Knight still has a smoke, a deagle, a bomb, and some armor. You might even be able to pick up a rifle, but going up towards this B site, or see him just full sprinting his way up, obviously. And he's going to do his due diligence and do the bare minimal that is required for the T side. That's getting the bomb down. And Zomblers playing it smart, doubling up and playing all the way through CT, and Knight should... He heard at least one pair of footsteps, and... Where's he off to? I guess he just... Okay. Okay, I see what he's cooking. But this is a game of timing, and to be honest with you, I think he has the timing on this. He even has an AK.
Oh my god.
Is he going to really around the world them?
He's done it. They have no time. He has to stick the bomb right now, and Knight's just going to be able to tap him away. No chance.
No.
Flat. An absolute masterclass from Knight.
That is... The man knew. He heard both steps running, and he just W-keyed it, knowing the Zomblers are going to clear the angles. And B-site, there's a lot of angles to clear. And the timing couldn't have been worse for Zomblers there. The current special? No. No, you don't get to claim that one.
Surrender special? Does he do that a lot or something? I've never seen him do that a day in my life.
Once. Oh.
One time.
Says he. Amazing. I wouldn't buy a Nova though, but hey, you know, if it works, it works.
In a word, amazing.
That's all.
I love the Nova in that position, actually. I love that specific place for it. I don't think I'd buy it anywhere else, actually.
Over a Mag 7?
Yeah, it's cheaper.
Yeah, true.
You should be able to kill them in one shot with the Nova. Sometimes I don't buy any armor with it, and I play that position on like an eco round, and I get an AK upgrade, and I just dip.
Yeah, I mean, how much does a Nova cost? I don't even know off the top of my head.
1.2, 1.2, I think.
Oh yeah,
maybe less. It might be 1050. I don't remember. Off the top of my dome, haven't bought it in a while. Kind of been staying away from Inferno on CS2.
That's fair. Pac-Man with the first kill. Sam with the quick trade. Might find a second. He does. Sezi with the quick trade, and it's down to Pac-Man as this T-side push falling quickly, but so's Pac-Man. Sam triples up with the deagle as he just makes it look so goddamn simple.
That is just beautiful stuff. Absolute electric from the Desert Eagle inside of the site there from Sam to find 10 kills to his name. 3 deaths despite being a round back. He'll take that one every day of the week. As he earns his stripes, and now hopefully earning his Zomblers a way back with the AWP finally afforded to Camera, who's been struggling in this map thus far on the favorite of the two sides. Now with the opportunity to set the pace on top of that. We'll see whether or not he's going to be able to do so with a quick mid-peek. Not spotting anything out. Back towards Banana. 2 AKs, and that's all to be spoken about for Konoha. We're going to have to see Pac-Man and Knight do something absolutely devastating, because last time we had seen Knight with the AK-47 in these sort of a situation, yeah, he made it look pretty good.
Nice spraying down, but I do got to ask the question of, I get why not Juanjo wouldn't buy, but when there's 2 AKs, why wouldn't you just kind of buy with your team instead of playing for the round loss instead of the round win?
Well, maybe they know something we don't.
That's fair, I guess. I really don't have a retort for that.
Molly on the ground, player on either side. Caustic, hoping he can hold his teammates back with only this SMG. It's not going to be easy if they flood in at the same time. Through Archway, and they're far removed from him. The gap of distance created is going to be the biggest issue for them. And yeah, that's the A site falling unless something massive from Sezi comes through. Still playing it patiently in the backside of the A has fallen. And it looks like that bomb will go down with nothing to be spoken about, despite the advantage in the buy from the Zomblers side.
Yeah, I mean, I'd literally criticize not Juanjo for not buying, but I mean, it works. Doesn't make it right. Not necessarily, but I'm still left questioning. But I mean, it works, and it worked a little too well, as Zomblers are kind of struggling on a potential, like, answer. It wasn't like Konoha did anything spectacular or crazy like we saw the round prior to, where it just went around the world and it just kind of got outplayed at that point. It was just Zomblers just weren't winning the fights on that side of it. Is it? No, and I mean, it's still, Konoha are still at 100 ping. It's not like the server changed. So, I don't know. Zomblers just don't look as comfortable here. But again, we saw the first half on Vert. They were kind of slow and quiet at the start. Maybe they're just second half players.
Would you consider yourself to be a second half player?
Oh, I wouldn't consider myself anything more than just like, can I actually aim today or not?
Yeah. All right. Well, off for Camero as it was saved. Not a whole hell of anything else. So, seems like that Nova has been brought out once again. Will it have any success? It's looking like says he wants to make it happen. And hold on now. A lot of damage inflicted, allowing him to get away with it as well. Anything more, and they might have bitten off a little bit more than they can chew from that gun, to be honest, because they were having a hip hop out of there. They did not want anything to do with it from that point forward. Not able to find a kill, but damage exchange leaves Sezi on 2, a limp. As for the remainder of this round, he's going to have to be walking with a crutch. And I ain't talking about the op.
You're going to buy a knife just to have... You're going to spend $140 bare minimal just to... Nah, you're better off just not. It's... Oh, but that is bomb dropped in mid, so they got the information play. Zoki gets some information, but oh, that was almost the jumping Nova there, honestly. Buy the rarest. That would cost him $250,000. I don't know how much money he has, but I don't think he's got $250,000 money. Either way, Zoki's still sticking around while the rest rotate around.
Only Cage and 2 flashbangs. This 5-7 just sitting on the other side of the coffins, hoping that somebody goes haphazardly clearing the site without paying attention to him, as they will. Knight, only half clearing it. Not ready for the player to be put up close, and the 5-7 deadly as ever in that proximity, as the lurker of Zoki has no chance with 10 seconds under the clock. He's over at A, and that round has expired with them getting 4 players with guns. Wow. And it all started with Sezi's shotgun forcing them out of apartments.
This is actually the flip-flop of what just happened the round prior to. Zomblers have 4 alive with essentially nothing really bought. Well, actually, it was actually a 4 spy, wasn't it?
I believe so.
So, just goes to show you guys, don't use a CZ. Just buy a 5-7. And if you play Halls on A, you buy a Nova. Because, let's be honest, if I hear a shotgun, I don't peek. I don't care if I'm literally at bottom mid and I'm peeking top mid. I don't re-peek a shotgun. I just don't care. I can't gamble being made fun of by my friends because I died to a Nova at range. As Sam gets a kill with a molly.
All right. Op posted and ready as they've already gotten their 1 kill into this one. Sam, the one to do it, looks to have a little bit more potentially, even as the utility is set up quick and proactive onto getting a little bit more done in this round as they look to close it out. In the opening stages, as the bomb is dropped inside of apartments, it says he's the one to do so, and he'll just bow out after the fact, not overstaying his welcome, rather, is eventually might be found on the top side of the balcony, unless caught between a rock and a hard place is his teammate on the other side, leaving him scrambling to put himself onto an angle. It'll be 6-6 now. Room now, even so, to close out this half with a lead are Zomblers, as there's no bomb plant. Konoha are looking a little bit desperate as they go in almost immediately for the purchase from Knight. Everybody else soon to follow as they figure things out.
Yeah, I mean, Zomblers are looking a little more together now. They're playing for the trades, and the money's looking a lot more stable. Can't say that for the T side here. They're down to the last pennies that they're scraping together here. Nades go bouncing by Ecstasy as he gets tagged as 66. And ESEA going back to his menacing ways as he posts up in halls, waiting to get a little bit of action going on.
Says he gets a second to figure out now that this one is looking a little bit spread apart from Konoha, as that smoke was the one that was keeping them bay, and now says he may be going in for a little bit more information than he needed, considering now that this leaves the bomb site with 2 players inside, 3 left standing on Konoha, able to, if they so pleased, crunch their way down with the utility made available to them. Instead, take their time and really evaluate the situation put ahead of them with a minute left onto the clock. One is going to have to be made sooner rather than later, though, because already 3 players towards A might mean that this opening towards B could be one for the taking. It could be everything to them, as the bomb is actually alone at Banana. Got to be careful, as they might find this opening pick, and it might set them onto a spiral back and forth between these 2 bomb sites once again, as A looks like the final destination. Missed shot from Camro makes this one look dangerous, as Caustic from the pit, already with 1 kill in the round. They know he's the A player. Let's see if they'll snuff him out.
Oh, Caustic posted up in pit, finds 2. Yeah, make it 3 with a little bit of team damage. 4 in the round. A round for Caustic again. The A site just closing them out, as these T's are struggling to find anything inside of that A site. B has been a little more fruitful for them, so the last couple rounds. And with what money they have, which isn't much here, Zomblers just need 1 more to take the half. And then going to the T side, hopefully they keep up this momentum, as it's been looking a little bit smoother into later rounds of this. Does Andrew Tate own this CS team? I think that answer is obviously yes.
I don't even know what that means, but... Oh, wow, that was an awesome little nade for them to do if they were, like, just at that moment making their way out. It's not going to do what it was intended to, but even so, I like the novelty of it, as right now this round still looks swimmingly easy for them to walk their way into an 8th round with ease. Not a single player to drop, and a 9th on the horizon potentially now with another $800 denied from the Konoha side. No off. Rifles in kind with utility, I think, fully on everyone. Shouldn't be a problem. Maybe a couple of players a little bit lower, but that's okay. Even so, Konoha have done their job on this T side to at least make it formidable going into the next half. This is their pick. This is the one that they desperately need, because might I remind everybody in the chat, is this is going to be the last map required for Zomblers to walk away with the final 3-0, having the map advantage to start from the upper bracket.
Downside of this is Konoha are struggling. Pac-Man, the only one in double digits. He's got 14, tied for top in the server now, while everyone else is 5, 6, or 8 kills. So for their map pick, it's looking kind of quiet, as not Juanjo finds 1, Zoki finds another, gets mollied out, and now the man advance comes in. Make it 2, as Cajun falls as the aggression finally being able to catch these A players out guard and out of position.
This one might not be... Oh,
where was that going?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Anyway, where is Sam going? Into an A-sided retake that looks near impossible, as Zoki's already locking him in from the backside, shooting him in the side itself. Sam might find his 1, but that'll be all she wrote. Nice half, even so, and a good recovery, it has to be said, from the side of Zomblers, but even so, manageable. Look at those pings, man. Oh, my lord. 100.
I think it's just impressive that they stay competitive at this level with those pings. That just further
enjoy that.
Like, yeah, I'd be going crazy. But if they had 30, 40 ping like everybody else in the States does around here, then they'd be a scary team to have to contend with.
Dual Berettas on Dose. Ecstasy and not Juanjo, the ones to hold on to those.
It was the P250 in the last half, I believe, that was really getting it done from Pac-Man, but these weapons are good too. Already in close range, it looks pretty easy for him, but as the rest swarm, the support from the backside is not going to be as good as he would have hoped now, as Knight blinded, eventually able to tap down another. Into the site they'll go. Low on HP, Zoki needs to be the one they figure out, but as they get their players from both sides of them shooting out, they need to find a kill, and they need to find it soon, because that mid smoke, or excuse me, the CT smoke is going to be fading, and they need to get that bomb down before that's the case, and they will.
Yep, here comes the dualies. Revving up to try and take over here. Oh, Caustic with a great swing. It's a one-on-one, but Caustic with the quad kill in the round as they take the second half opening pistol. Maybe the straw house continue to fall for Tony. May he rest in peace.
What are you talking about?
I don't know, you were super quiet, I got scared. The quietness scares me because then I'm only left with the voice.
I didn't want a hot mic, I wanted to give you a little bit of time. You said like 5 words, I didn't want to take the whole next round.
That's true. That's fair. Well, that's an angle from Pac-Man. Disturbingly, I dare say.
Yeah.
Yes. The USP's already proving fruitful.
Often does anybody even walk in that pathing? Like, I don't think I've ever walked like that, ever.
Oh.
What?
TK kill. Yeah, what, indeed, as it's a 3 on... Oh, no. Occasion.
Oh.
What's going
It's a
on?
headshot, even.
They didn't even get the bomb down. They've been on site for about 20 to 30 seconds now. And the flanks come in, and they got a rifle, they got a MAC-10. They don't have armor, the only downside to this.
The only downside to it. Elevated is Sam holding for Banana for a moment, but as he takes his attention away, that might be the moment they pop out. No utility, need to take the gunfights, and Sam needs to win him out on his own regard. As to 1v1 now, Camero already made known in the back of New Box. No kit, no time to really dilly-dally about this one, and Camero actually going in for it. Camero giving the offer up a 1v1, and Pac-Man, unfortunately, not able to surmount a clutch into it now, finding double digits to Zomblers as this T-side, this start is exactly what they needed to get the ball into their court for this best of 5, because as it stands, it's looking like it might be nearing that ever elusive close as they make their way back to advance, not only, but with a little bit of extra cash into their pockets injected as well. As 3 rounds is the gap. Konoha have a buy. You got 2 M4A4s, 1A1S utility. It's alright, but I think what's going to matter the most is how they use the early round utility and how they stack the bomb sites in their favor in the mid round, because after we get maybe 30 to 50 seconds down into this round, they're going to have claimed either massive map control or had their bodies put all towards A, and I think that actually might be the case. I like to see it.
The way this is going, I was going to say it's looking like a 5-on-5 retake here. Knight going to swing in. He might be able to get the backstab in, but the rest of the T's have kind of flooded in, and there's not even a smoke down to block that. I'm not even sure why. Now, Juanjo going to get the timing here. This is looking terrible for Zomblers, as they're just getting decimated. And left alive is going to be Sezi in after 1-on-3, 1-on-2. Gets the 1-on-1, swings around, but Zoki takes them down, and I'm not going to lie to you, this is a really weird round.
Yeah, I mean, that really, again, just comes down to the fact that they have the numbers. It's the numbers that does them all that good. There's so much question marks for the Zomblers side to have to deal with in order to make that one feel more comfortable for them in the late stage where a plant can even be put down, but not even going to be the case there, as they have got this 2-round gap. They're fine with taking it to 10-10 if they lose out right now, considering it was going to be a double save regardless. So this is going to be a pretty good look for them in the early start of the CT half to answer back quickly and not let these gun rounds spiral out of control, because there's a real world where the Zomblers might have made that one a little bit more dangerous than they would have liked, and the airstrike comes down, and even still through the smoke, Zoki with yet another, as the no-head armor is going to come back to bite them.
Yeah, Zomblers starting to stumble a little, looking a little, mortal, I dare say, as Pac-Man dinks in there, gets the kill. And Zoki looking like he wants the ace in the round, but Knight does steal it away, as he does secure 4. And now Zomblers down to just a single round lead, coming into a full save. It's looking like it's going to be locked in for a 10-10 scoreline right now.
Yeah, they're gearing up to that. The loss bonuses bumped up by 1. That's all they really needed. Caustic really, I mean, maybe I just haven't really been paying attention, but kind of quietly on the top of the server right now at 19 and 13. He hasn't really made this one look too flashy by any means, but getting the kills where he has to, certainly. And not really needing to do a whole lot more than that, as right now he'll have to really rely on his teammates to be able to put some pep in their step in the following gun rounds to help him out in his endeavors, as well as the burst fire actually works out for Cajun. Not too often that you'll see that one as he switches back to its regular automatic, semi-automatic mode. Not able to find anything more than that as Ecstasy holds down the 4 inside of the apartments for a hat trick. Nice utility, 4 players left standing. Could have lost one more, but Pac-Man supersedes his adversary on the other side to take the aforementioned top score.
Yup, it looks like Pac-Man's backpack has not run out of room just yet. His teammates still sitting comfortably in there and actually starting to contribute a little. We do see Zoki picking up the pace, 13-11. Knight breaking even at 12 and 12. We do still see not Juanjo, who was really impactful the first, map, now falling pretty quiet, down to just 9 and 16. But once he starts waking up, Zomblers are going to have a totally different beast to contest with. And Sam, I think you're done. Yeah, Pac-Man gets the kill in the round. The man advantage again for Konoha.
Man advantage always going to be nice, but Brackets control is going to feel pretty nice as well, honestly. And that'll probably spur them on to an A site take sooner rather than later, considering the amount that they've left towards Banana is 0, and the amount of utility that they have expended towards A has already kind of given up the game. Archway already lurked through. Camero back turn. Knight not allowing him to get the drop onto his teammate. There was a very small portion of time where this round could have been decided by one man, but nope. This one looking about as done as it can possibly get, as he says he now. Yeah, too many players to deal with on too many sides. Dropping the utility as he wants to maybe get into a better fight, but yeah, I'm not too sure. Here's one more headshot going to connect, but nothing more than that as this one falls immediately following. Camero almost able to turn this one on its head. Unfortunately, finds himself dead in library.
Yeah, that lurk kill comes through. That opens up the map in a totally different way for them there. But the timing that Knight really found, like, quarter second more, library would have been open. And he would have been able to round the corner and out of the sight. And with just that alone, Konoha take the lead or take back the lead? No, they've never had the lead, right? No,
Yeah,
no, they did. They started off 3-0.
Yes.
So they do eventually take back the lead, and it's Tech-9s and a mixture of Deagle sprinkled in there to try and maybe find some aggression, and they get the first kill. Knight playing a dangerous game as he tries to run away, and Sam, not really sure why he thought full sprinting to that molly was the best thing, but Camero, oh, he turned his back to the arch side, and now Juanjo stuck between maybe some players here. Says he gets a kill. Ecstasy finds the trade. It's a 3-on-3. Caustic wide swings with the rifle.
Interesting. But even so, Ecstasy's here, looking to make sure that bomb doesn't get planted. Oh, my lord, Sam with more Deagle shenanigans. And that's another ace in this series from Ecstasy. His second, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Holy Lord, Holy Ghost. Wow. That's got to be pretty feel-good for him, even though it might have seemed dire for a moment here on Inferno as they started to walk away. Zomblers, they're really in a sticky situation now where this gun round means a lot in terms of the ability that they have to continue to put something forward worth their time. They've got 4 rounds of loss bonus. They need to get a bomb plant every round in order to afford themselves full buys from then on out, and this next one at the very least is going to need it for sure.
Yeah, if Konoha can win this, he might guarantee himself this map, but the trades do come through, and 1v1 trades usually favor, and now this could be sight clear, and it is with the man advantage, but not too much a health advantage. They do have that utility in the back pocket, as Camero watches the cross and just barely gets a shot into the kneecap of Knight, and it's going to be down to Zoki last alive, and he's probably going to poke and prod around this. He's got a kit, he's got a molly. Oh, Caustic. Oh, I thought he was gonna... Zoki Oh, that nade might just do it, and it does. Sezi sends him sailing. He hits 20, and you could see him staring at that molly, and I know he's saying to himself, don't spread. Just don't spread.
I think what really stinks about that is the fact that that Moto smoke missed from the T side, right? But if Camero's not holding as intently as he does, if he unzooms trying to reposition, expecting that smoke to land, they're done. That's it. One bullet between him and his other teammate with the bombs being planted cross inside of the site. That's such a free fight. Great on him to have that presence of mind to either know that it was going to miss or just continue to hold it until it's 100% plumed. And as they do, land the trades required. Cameros feel the most important to me all the way through that round, and he's certainly not the superstar that we had seen on a couple of rounds over in the previous map, off rifle or indifferent, but right now I think that in the T side, he's needed in sort of rounds like that, where you can just either trade out the kills or post up and really zone out an area of the map.
Yeah, that was super, super important from exactly how you put it, really. I mean, the timing was, you know, it could have gone either way from him. Zoki takes a little map control and segregates these T-side players so he can get the 1v1. Says he does eventually get the trade, but not before Konoha can get themselves that man advantage. That smoke kind of missing, too. It's got a huge gap in it, whether that's purposeful or not. It's still 3-on-4, and you do still see this op of Camero still active and around. It's 3 players on this B site, just waiting for maybe an opening of Konoha giving them a fight that they can bring this back into a 3-on-3.
Now, they don't have a smoke. They're going to have to contact through. Crossfire is wild. It's absolutely perfectly set from the 2 CTs, but it's all going to come down to whether or not the Seeds are going to be able to trade out onto their shots. 180ing back and forth. Another player crossing the pool with the only player left for Zomblers. And if he takes his fight and wins without much damage taken, there's a real world he can win this out all in. He might not have any utility, but what he has is time to reposition and 2 CTs from 2 different angles that he can isolate.
Yeah, this is actually a perfect position for him to actually succeed in this. He's gotten the 1v1s already. If he can get one player overcommitting before the next one, he can easily get this kill. Sprays down one, gets it to a 1v1. Can he do it? The triple, the footsteps coming through. He actually gave up his own position. They have a kit. Hwanju sticking this. He's going for the hero blade. Sam with a huge clutch to tie it all the way back up again. 12-12. Triple in the round. Op recovered. And it's still a game.
I could be wrong, but I distinctly remember it being Sam over on Vertigo who lost out onto the 1v1 onto the diffuser on the A site on the post plant. He had taken just that little bit too long over at the side hall.
Learning lesson that was.
That was literally just him saying, not this time, pal. And actually, I think it was the same player on the bomb, too. Funny enough. I think it might have been not Hwanjo.
It was. 100%.
That's actually hilarious.
Because he was the opper and he stuck it with the op.
Yep, character development.
Love to see it. Well, you know, maybe we got a little overzealous with that one, Caustic. Running through a smoke flash or not in apps where players tend to stack more than one. Now you gave up the man advantage, and that momentum, that sometimes all you need is a man with an AK and armor to take a round away.
That was an interesting noise. Camera Molly's out the corner now, hoping that he burns one out and forwards as the next pistol on the other corner. Now really can't do much to stop them as it's burned too far for him to swing inside of. Kill back, but not really anything to write home about. The B-site's open, and that's something that they could write a novel about if it's a story of success that they look to claim, as there's AKs across all 3. Only 1 picked up for not Hwanjo, and the rest looking to be retrieved sooner rather than later. But having a little bit of trouble there as Knight, as he finds nothing on the ground.
They didn't realize there's an op at top mid either, which would have been huge for the CT team.
They're taking too long. The scale is good. They're trying to be quiet, but it's just going to be a read. Konoha now knowing that this has got to be the case. The utility favors them, but even so, they need to get the kills, and they need to get them before they get sprayed down on a boost, maybe from not Hwanjo. Things there. Elevated, that's the kill, and that's the round.
There was just a lot of plays that I can't agree with there. I don't know why. They looked so confident, and then this round, all of a sudden, it's just like, felt like a pug. They saw the player stack towards mid. You knew you had a gap where you probably had at least 2 players at most on that B site, which, you know, it's a 50-50 shot at that point, but play the trades and you win. Now Zomblers back down around. They're into a mediocre buy with 2 AKs, 2 Tech 9s, and a Galil. And things are looking rough already.
Here we go. At 13th, looking to stretch it into the final sprint to a map win, and not a tie game, but instead a 2-1 affair. As we, the casters, are also unsure as to what the next maps have in store, or what they even are. Camro's not really looking to find out. He's isolated from the rest of his team as the Molotov kind of separates them from one another. The kill on the trade, the CT's desperately needed now. There are so many more fights to have to win back out on. There's a minute left onto the clock, and okay, well, it's going to keep the pressure on for a little while longer, even as Zoki's kind of second-guessing. He's listening for anything else to be going on. Drop the smoke and make your way through this one. It's going to be a hard fight, but I think that against one player now, as the rotations are a little slow, you might have a chance.
Well, maybe. But Zoki repositioning perfectly, and maybe they can get this bomb down if they can get the kill towards Zoki. It's much needed as Sam's going to hold the angle. He has a smoke, but not dropping it. As Sam gets the kill, and now hopefully he realizes he has a smoke and uses it. He does, but he swings wide to throw it, and it's going to be Sezzy getting taken out. Not Hwanjo gets a double, and Konoha are going to secure 14.
That's going to be the bomb plant that they needed, but the bomb plant that's not going to get them everything that they would have wanted. They can go into this one with 3 AKs and 2 Galils with mixed utility, but the strat's going to have to come right out from spawn. It's going to have to be something that's set up automatically.
Would you play for the tire or win at this point?
Would I play for the tire? No, win. I'd go for the win.
Always?
It's not our map pick. We're already a map up. Well, I'm sorry. We're already 2 maps up. So, yeah, I'd play for the win.
Okay, fair. The fact that nobody takes a MAC-10 to get a little extra utility, I would have liked to see a little extra, but the rifles are good. It's a doable buy.
Oh, no.
Oh, the timing could be good here,
What?
Sam. Pac-Man with the trade. Nobody, I'm not sure if there's a molly towards bottom banana, but nobody was posted up for a trade as they gamble 3 players towards there, and Zomblers kind of split with, you do see Cajun in a good position, maybe to get off of Rotator.
Just maybe. He's going to have to play this one so patiently, though, and this really has favored Konoha time and time again. The fact that they can leave one player in that B-bomb site and they never lose it. And when they do, there's always a kill to be had and a fall away from the CTs playing their lives to perfection on top of it. Now, Knight, he's in a little bit of a sticky situation, though, in the front side of that smoke. If he had gone down in front of it, that could have been a problem, but Cajun might lurk through. That could be something to work with, is they've got 2 smokes left. They're towards B, and this is it. This is exactly what I'm saying. If Knight gets 1 kill and can just fall away and play for himself, that's huge, because they've got nothing to flush him out with. They have to throw every resource in terms of manpower that they have at him, and they're going back towards A?
I don't. They're just overcomplicating this, and they're walking. They read it right. They saw no play there, and
That's it.
that Molly's now locked you out. And not Hwanjo finds 1. Pac-Man finds another. Camera at least finds 1, but it doesn't matter. And Knight gets a kill towards Cation, and why? You saw literally nobody up until sight, and they chose to rotate and give Konoha 15, and now you're down to like 3.5K.
Here's the thing, okay? They throw that utility, fine, great. They sprint back to A. If the goal of those 2 smokes is to get players to rotate over while they rotate back to A, great. But the problem with that is, if a CT is rotating through Speedway, they'll hear you running back to A. So,
and how do you clear a pit and apps and the rest of stuff on A? Like, that's the, with no utility, clearing A is, you just have to gamble on the duels at that point.
Yeah, that's a painful way to lose out on this map if that's how it goes down. If they walk their way into A right now with only 2 players here, it could be huge. But again, squandering the opportunity could be what bites them the bullet once more, as they've got to make their way through in the next 10, because there are 4 players that have now arrived onto the scene. And a smoke to Moto might isolate them for a moment, but for no longer than that, as they'll head in. Damage exchanged on the Knight, who will eventually find a kill before he's traded out, potentially, but no, not to be the case. Everybody's dead. Everybody's gone, only Cajun. We're going to map number 3. Technically map number 3.
Yeah, and that could have quite easily been a very simple round. That there's just so many weird things, and I think a lot of it started off the fact that Cajun jumped through a smoke in halls solo, and it on a round that was against against 5-7s, and that's really it. That could have been a buildable round from Zomblers and just start stacking rounds in their favor and take this map and make it a 3-0. But now here we are, going another map.
100%. We're not really sure what to expect going down the stretch of the next, but one thing is for sure, it's been competitive all the way through, particularly Zomblers looking like they wanted to close it there and not too far off from maybe making it happen on their pick into the next. We'll see whether or not they'll be able to do so. If you stay tuned, we'll be back in just a minute with the action.
Somewhere by the Emerald Sea, where the moon and water meet, somewhere close to harmony, when the world is sound asleep. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Come and fly away, come and fly away, come and fly away with me. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
Sitting here thinking about society. Do you wanna hear some irony? I don't like going out, but I don't wanna stay at home. Laying here thinking about the things I hate, staring at a screen till my mind goes blank. It's the same every day when you know you're not in control. In control. In control.
Yeah. I've been feeling like I lost my mind now. Every mountain that I had to climb, I'm bona fide. I'm dying every day. It seems the worst had to come around. Had enough of the suits and parents. Feel like I'm never allowed to stand. I'm losing all my self-determined faith. I'll never be in control. In control. Now what am I to do with me? In control. In control.
Fitted up with Dr. Martin's suit of armor in the cut. I'm a mystery to all them doggies I need control, I buckle up. Cruising with my silver sprocket, gnarly on the dirt trails. Air balloon, I make it hell. Tidal wave, I make it sail. Getting agitated like Napoleon when Kip is home. Siri, interrupt the music, guess I gotta toss the phone. Hello? I try to shake up my mind, but I think it all the time. I don't wanna be the worst, but I guess that's how it goes. I try to show everything, but the facts it doesn't change. It's like the start of the show, you're never in control.
Setting this at maximum power. Laser and charged particle beam weapons.
'cause when I grab the mic, I'll kill your dreams, and I know that you try so hard to tell me I'm not a part of life that you had. A psycho. Cause when I grab the mic, I'll kill your dreams, and I know that you try so hard to tell me I'm not a part of life that you had. A psycho.
Go. When you had the answer, when you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Give it up, give it up, give it away. While you were barely aware, you learned that day. Cut off so much, hardly remain. While you knew that there was still a way. This is your only plan. Oh, now this is your only. Now this is your only plan. Oh, now this is yours. Force it to yield, you'll forge it to the lines. You let your callous be your shield, and everyone will say that it all was finished years ago, but you will stay, and you won't ever let it go. When you had the answer, and you were there alone, you left the door unopened when you knew that you would want more. Then again, you found the answer, and you were there alone. You left the door unopened when you
Well, map 3, but technically 4. Zomblers failing to secure the quick 3-0, and now it is Konoha with maybe a chance to tie this one up coming into Ancient. This is going to be Zomblers' map pick.
Are you a fan?
Of Ancient?
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings.
Okay.
I think it's a good map if I'm queued with a 5 stack.
Sure, okay. Well, that's a smoke out, I believe, for CT spawn coming out from Cajun as the rest flood in from Donut side, setting them up for success, hopefully, but there's a player that they have to be aware of on the top side of the boost with Beretta's tapping away onto the first already, and the wild spam coming through, connecting onto yet another, makes this one a much easier affair for them, especially if they can fire another kill after that bomb is planted, with already a man advantage looking to be made too.
Yep, the retakes in, bomb down, but Zomblers push for the aggression. Ecstasy finds one Cajun with the trade. Dink does come in, but it's a fairly clean retake as Konoha are going to take the pistol.
We're going to map 5.
Oh, don't.
Ah.
Don't do that, dude. Come on. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky. Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky. That's them right now. Konoha to Zomblers. 5 Galils. They're going back into this one with the full buy, and I don't blame them. They've got these weapons with firepower to take them down at each point, but what they need to make sure is that they don't use any of this utility if it isn't for the execute. They've got to go fast into one area of the map or the other because they can't gain map control much farther afterwards. That's one smoke. That's fine. Gone. The second, likely going to go towards Donut. Maybe a split into A. That could be good.
Yeah, a little early mid aggression. Trying to poke its way through, but not prevailing just yet. They would only have to go into Zoki with a scout, but he's kind of fallen off, and mid is kind of open. That smoke. Who threw that smoke? Who did that? XC finds a kill, but the trades are quick, and now with top mid control, they kind of have anything and everything they want. The world is their oyster, and there is a lurk coming from Caustic. It might mean that this could favor that B site, but they do have Donut control, and they're kind of backing out of the top mid and favoring Donut as Knight starts shifting his way towards CT.
This is absolutely anybody's round, and looking at the A site being clear right now and them still having 2 flashbangs to utilize, the lurk is now going to be gone, but will Pac-Man catch it before he falls his way back down into mid? That'll be the question mark, and soon enough they're going to be seeing one another, or at least one sees the other, as now tucked into the corner he is, but the bomb site's planted upon him. Says he's not covering, says he's not cleared, and even so, one more left. Shot in the back is the next, and this one is what looked like to be a really strong outing for them. Now a scout trying to take matters into his own hands, left taking some damage instead, and says he wants to end it sooner rather than later.
Gets the kill, puts it to a 2-on-2, a 2-on-1, and Santa Camro does get it. Now it's a 1-on-1. They don't have a kit. As long as Camro is just up and alive, he's good to go. Now he's going to get pushed. Now Juanjo's going to take the fight. Camro adjusting his way around, gets a dink in, and there we go. The force buy is successful. But again, these rounds have just always come so close, and a lot of it comes off the back of Sezi getting a triple and Camro clutching up with a double, and it was a round that if somebody was just holding CT, I mean, he heard, I don't know who specifically it was. I think it might have been Caustic not holding for him, but like he heard both players rotate in. I don't understand why he wouldn't just watch his teammates back there on that one.
I think they were more worried about a push through into A-Main, seeing that the site was clear. They didn't have to kill anybody to get into it, so that signifies me push in the early round that had not made his way back after the Donut player had died, but oh my god, Cajun is literally in their spawn towards B in the first 20 seconds of the round. You've got to be kidding me with that level of speed. He's going to be running it through, and already a little bit of a sighting to the top side of that smoke is Knight, not going to be able to even fire off a shot. And this round was done before it even got the chance to begin for Konoha, as only Zook stands.
I don't want to lose this AK though, so I mean,
no,
you know he's there.
Okay.
Yes, there we go, a clean round.
I like that knife.
The bomb down as well. So a little extra cash in the pockets here for Zomblers, which is always needed. And Konoha on the back of that force fire broken. Zomblers can really start building this one here.
Skeleton knife is such a weird knife.
What's so weird about it?
You like on the player model, if you look at camera, he has his finger, like the pointer finger, through one of the holes on the knife at all times.
Yeah.
It's really, really odd.
It's a fun.
I didn't hold a knife like that. Imagine stabbing somebody with your finger through the hole in the grip. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, a karambit, you put your pinky through it.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Agent looks to farm to catch the MAC-10, but somehow only gets 1 kill. And this nade should grant maybe another. The molly dropping, Caustic does get that kill, and it's Knight last alive with the USP versus a bunch of scary mean men with rifles. And well,
yeah, I don't know. Just look at it. When he inspects it, it's like, it's actually bugging me. It's so weird. It's like through.
It's triggering you?
I said it's What did I say? I didn't say triggering, but I don't remember what I said. But
it's
even
aggravating
still,
you. It's strictly just for
it's bugging me.
aesthetics
I think I said it's bugging me.
Because you don't actually hold the knife that way. That's just a...
Because that's what I'm confused about. Okay, so ready? He's gonna look at him hold it default, like when he's not inspecting it. His finger's not through it, but when he inspects it, the finger's through it. How did it get there? It doesn't change. That's so weird. It's bad animation, I think, on Valve's end because it's just not.
Valve is doing.
Okay.
Good utility damage there. Knight does prevail with the kill. Ecstasy as well, and somehow that man is able to escape. And all right, auto director, let's not get stuck on people, please.
That's real.
I'm stuck on you.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I get.
That's all you're ever gonna get.
I hate you.
You don't make enough money to be mine.
What? I'm sorry. Are you just using me for my income?
Yes.
Degenerate.
They call us gold diggers. My kind.
Okay. Okay. Do better.
Digging for gold right now are Zomblers, honestly, and they're looking pretty deep forward. There's nothing really offering up to them. It's only silver and copper is the second and third place prize is all they're gonna really claim right now. Yeah, for real.
Exeala gets 1 off that. What? Oh, says he quick to clear the angles, and his bomb should go down, especially if they can clear out Jaguar as well. But
take space CT.
They don't have a kit either on these CT sides, and Sam could quite easily find a kill towards Zoki, and if Sezi is just a presence to be around, and Sezi does find one, Knight sticking close by, wasn't expecting it.
Bad comms.
Indeed, and I think we've seen a lot of those situations where Zomblers just seems like a simple communication has just been either skipped over or just not relayed necessarily sometimes.
Yeah, you should absolutely know that player was deeper into the CT spawn than having been able to cross over to long. He was fully exposed from that angle by the time that had gone down, knowing that he couldn't have gotten to that far. Okay, so okay. Tell me I'm not insane. Look at Camro, right? And look at the default. There's you can see the hole, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess maybe that's really good animation, actually. Does he put it through it, like, right before he...
Yeah,
it's like magic. What?
Yeah, he puts it in right before.
That's awesome. I was bugging for no reason, but...
Because
now I'm happy to know my developer cares.
Anything that makes his life look cool and worth more.
Yeah. Really makes the game worth playing, guys. Right now, though, Zomblers having taken that lead is going to be really important for them on this T side, and this map in particular. Not a map down, but instead a map up, still within that one of striking distance of taking the series. On that T side of Ancient, I'm going to say personally, oh my god, nice shot from camera. I'm going to say personally, I don't think the CT versus T side argument is that large of a gap anymore. I think it's gotten a little bit more cut and dry about how this map is played, and it comes down to the in-game leader. The in-game leader dictating the mid-round rotations from a T side and the CT side in response is going to be the battle of the mental that really determines how a T side and CT side stand up against one another. And with that being the case, I find that an early T side start trumps an early CT side start in terms of the mentality switching halves.
kind of see that as Pac-Man finds one. Caustic eventually gets the trade there, connects to the spray man advantage with 1 HP. And Nate should be good for some touch damage, but they avoid it just barely. Says he gets tagged up. Flank him in. Now Juanjo finding a kill. Camero finding another. Not Juanjo finding another. And where's he just getting shot from? As
No!
a TK? He dies for the molly as he runs through it, and
It was his own!
the bomb was never even planted.
It was his own molly.
Sometimes it be your own people, including yourself.
Says he. Silly says he. Doing his best summon impression.
Not the 1G.
Can we get a 1G in the chat? For the... Keep the mental up on the crew. Hopefully somebody made a joke in the team to make sure that everybody was still in this. Checked in. Tech 9, Cajun, already flying up to the middle of the house, not with a MAC-10, but instead with a pistol. Still same level of effectiveness, really. If he can get any further in with that smoke up in his face, he's going to take a pause, but it's mostly in Donut. There's a boost in Donut right now. I didn't realize. They're going to drop off. They're going to have been heard. But there are 3 players who have already crossed, and they'll have no idea.
What? Wow. Pac-Man gets the kill, but how? He didn't get a single shot off of that Tech 9. But this is a fairly open site now, but it is Knight still in Donut. He's going to go unchecked and unscathed for now.
What is going on?
Yeah, another one of those weird rounds. Knight does get naded down to 43 HP. He's going to phase through his smoke, maybe, or he's going to play over top of it. Says he's going to have to pounce in with his teammate here and try and get this fight going. Not Juanjo finds another kill with that opposite 1-on-2. Says he trying to reposition here. 45 seconds left on the clock, and he's stuck in Donut.
I think he's trying to wait out the time and maybe make Not Juanjo think he missed him on his way back, but he definitely didn't. He's going to hold his ground, wisely so, says he. Jiggle, takes away the angle he's going to pick from, and even then the double zoom comes through, nearly going to cost him, but into the crouch peek, it says he, who actually offers his head up onto a silver platter as the adjustment is made in the MP9, not even needed in that scenario. And I don't know what is going on there, but the fact that the bomb is alone in middle, making its way in through Donut, while the other 2 players are not only not together in their own regard, but instead separated from the bottom side of A and then the top side of mid, it's just going to be a really complicated round that doesn't need to be so. And if they consolidated, it would have been a much more feasible way into a round win. But right now, Konoha taking that lead, and honestly, at this point, deserving it, and the Zomblers need to kind of regroup and regain their mentality, as they're going to be dunked upon by a hellfire of nades.
Yep, gonna be hard to recover off that one. As giving up the lead now. Kona rotating pretty much everybody around, realizing that exactly what kind of round this is aiming to be. As now Juanjo almost pulls the collateral there, and it doesn't look like Zomblers are gonna be able to. Well, I'll be damned.
That is a big W. That's huge. That $800 gives them so much more money to be able to play with for the utility game as well as for the next round to come. Having seen their loss bonus now accumulate to 4. It's one of those scenarios over like on the one in Inferno where as long as they're getting bomb plants, they're going to be able to buy, but the difference being was on Inferno, that was at like the late stages of the game, 14-13 level, but this is 5-3. That is a really nice position for the second half of this half to play with. They can really just afford to get themselves into bomb sites and punch in those digits, and once that job is done, with the round count not being as far distributed as it was previously and not as close to the end of the game as it was, they can kind of just sit pretty and say, okay, guys, next round we'll pull ourselves together by the bootstraps. But A-Main aggression, this is going to be a problem because there's a lot of info from Knight.
Yeah, this is kind of a must-win round for Zomblers. If not, they're going to be stuck in that buy-save rotation of death. But Pac-Man posted up in Jaguar with his MP9. B-site looking a little light for the retake, and Camero, outside of almost shooting his teammate in the back of the head, says he posts up for this top mid control. Ecstasy just kind of playing the backside of the smoke, and the push from Knight all the way down and making his way in through possibly bottom mid. And Konoha are abandoning B, even though they had the information from Knight. What is going on?
Yeah. Happening with Camero shot into the backside and not anticipating the late A flank. They haven't seen it before, but now as they do, it's going to be fruitful. But Cajun's double kill is going to be even more so. What is that? a man come to life as he springs into action through the smoke. The bomb planter is going to be killed. No, wait, he didn't even plant it. It's still 1v2, and they got to punch in the code. Cajun picks it back up. They get the kills, but do they stick around in this bomb center? Do they head towards the other? Instead, they'll sit their ground, and where they reside, it'll be eventually reined back in. But even so, that one looked dangerous as ever. Op retrieved, and Zomblers, it'll be a close one, but a 4th round nonetheless, Alan.
Dude, these rounds are starting to make me a little anxious every time. It's been
A little bit.
I mean, granted, just because the smoke's there doesn't mean it's this unstoppable barrier that, Konoha can't cross. Someone, you had enough players and enough ground and map control covered where, hold the angle and protect the planter. This is probably 3 or 4 times Zomblers have failed, twice just in this map alone, where we've seen Konoha just stop a bomb plant for that very reason. And I think that's kind of a really big red flag for a T-side Zomblers.
Now, we're walking in to what is a much more attuned Zomblers to the potential of these flanks, playing it more default heavy than anything else, not taking too far space with the utility that they have. They can't drought it out in the first stages of it. So instead, they make sure that they maintain each step of the map that they need and then make their decision from there, and hoping that the CTs might over-aggress and overextend their hand.
Still under a minute left. No one's yet to fall or trade a kill. As Doki giving up his shoulder just the littlest bit. Knight getting a time on says he keeps it a 4-on-4, but Zomblers aren't even making a move to this site, even though it is wide open. The bomb's all on its lonesome, almost gets caught out. Cajun is able to trade a kill and evacuate their way around. Now Hwanjo on 5 HP and Ecstasy with the op, as they're gonna no defuse kit. They're gonna still try and go for this retake.
Yeah, I think they are. Ecstasy's already with the AWP pretty far forwards into this one to where he kind of has to commit into it, especially after the sound cue. But if he wants to bow out now, he still can. He had the moment where he could, but a leg shot on the Cajun, enough for a kill. They smoke on top of the bomb. They trade guns. He's got an M4. Hold on now. They have to be ready for the player in CT, though. Ecstasy, he was looking towards it, and he's continuing to do so. But as he scales forward and forward into the site closer to the bomb, he's not going to be able to do a thing about it. Now only not Hwanjo, and only him on 5 HP. No time, no kit, no round. Zomblers back up to 5. Lucky to stay alive after the bomb with the AWP if Camero hunts him, but no, it won't be the case. Instead, we go the distance now as we tie it up once more. This game all the way delivering, it seems, on every map to come.
Yeah. Konoha make a decision whether or not to buy around this op. I don't think they will, and just kind of grab some deagles, maybe 5-7s, and work their way around with this op and maybe try and do some, damage to the finances of Zomblers, because it's not like it's that stable anyway. The Zomblers finally putting, 2 rounds in a row for the first time in 5 rounds. So it is still, the finances are barely being held together here, just like that fan in your room. And the green screen as well.
How about you? Go fart yourself.
I don't know what that means. I'm going to be honest with you. What are you implying?
Yeah, well, I'm not implying a thing. Not Hwanjo. AWP scaling down through the ramp, spotting nobody on the other side. He and his teammates looking to get a little bit of info, maybe even a gun to pick back up, but nothing of the sort. Only one inside of literally one. Number 1 of the 10 on the server, Knight. On the other side of this smoke, only a D. Gonna hear the bomb trying to go down, spamming inside on the other end. Good sound cue to be able to maybe land something, but it won't be the case. It'll be Hwanjo to do it instead.
Hwanjo finding 1 actually makes this dangerous for him. Pushing in. Says he thankfully close by with the support, and the defense looks a little better now on camera, and lands a shot towards Zoki, and Zomblers take the lead. Finally, coming their T side starting to be put together, and Zomblers are late in general. They're late first half team and late second half team. So they're just, once 6 rounds go in the half, they're like, all right, we're here now, we're good. And this is another map where the scoreboard looks even on both sides.
Oh, and you do know what they say, though. Better late than never. Yeah.
You didn't even let me guess.
I didn't think you were smart enough for that.
Alright, what the hell?
What the? All right. The op not in the question at this point in time. A full A-side exec, the ROPS nades, not exactly the ROPS nades, but similar to them, basically the same thing. You're going to be sent out, pulling a rotation over from donut side. 2 players there, 1 in mid, tucked into the corner, and the B players are going to be tightly pinched to be able to find their multi-frags, not even to be able to find more than 1.
Sam, don't do it. Please, Sam.
Don't do it, Sam.
Yeah,
Got
alright,
so much to live for. Sezzy's aware. I love Sezzy as a player. I got the opportunity to work with him very, very briefly over on an advanced roster that was cobbled together. It unfortunately wasn't the best of teams, and we couldn't really pull it together in terms of consistency. But,
What team was that?
Green Tea Party, Atomic.
Oh. Yeah, you guys did fairly well.
Win. Yeah, it was okay. It was just a roster that was kind of hard to. It was a lot of different role conflicts and missing pieces, and hard to keep players together and stay
NA scenario.
motivated. Yeah, but you know, I like Sezzy a lot. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. When he's trying really hard, I think he brings good ideas to the table. I think that he has individual level that not a lot can maintain consistently. I don't think he's a superstar, but I think he's reliable. I like Sezzy. Shout out to you if you ever watch this back.
Honestly, consistency is harder to find than superstars. Why did Sam
Yeah.
buy P9 or Sam?
Oh, stick.
Why?
Because he's gonna run him down. He's gonna get that cash money, baby. Woo! Running into mid right now. Runs through that smoke. Not Cajun, but instead he will fall, actually. And hold on now. This round's actually turning it into the worst. The situation that they weren't anticipating. And right now, Cajun's gonna have to bring it back. But a deagle from Knight inside of the smoke. Fades through it. Nice pull by Sam. Pull into Util. Now 2-2. Split from the doors. And thankfully, no other CT is able to catch them with their pants down.
This is another one of those rounds Zomblers like play it like a pug, and it goes sideways so quick, like again. But maybe it's not over. We do see Zoki, aka No Armor. That could be a save if they really wanted to, but I mean, I can't blame them for still trying off this. Sezzy gets absolutely timinged, and Cajun leaving his teammate just kind of out on his lonesome there, and that's just not really the best position. That smoke nade combo takes the first rifle away, but now it's going to be Zoki. Zoki just needs to land a single shot. Pulls it off, and Cajun going to run back, pop the reload, and now Cajun playing it well.
Ring around the rosy. And Cajun's even going to finish it off with a couple of shots into the body to make sure they're dead. Double tap, 8 rounds, winning out onto the half, onto the T side, onto their map pick, their second map pick, rather. And man, oh man. That is one hell of a way to win out onto the round. Knowing you didn't have a kit also, I mean, it doesn't really make it any easier for him. He still has to run him down, so.
But that was still really close.
Yeah, for sure. It would have been a crazy shot for him to have to hit at that point, but it was still close, yes.
All off the back of a P90 push through some smoke. Strange. And, oh, there goes the nades flying down. Caustic taking out the molly on top. Caustic now going to be separated from the rest of his team. And Backman punishes him for thinking he could take away the big kitty room.
The big kitty room, okay.
Jaguar. It's a cat.
You know, I got it. Sezzy, Sam, and Cajun. The last remaining to try and pull this one back from the... Oh my god, I thought Auto Director was teasing me right there. Back from the brink. Molotov at the feet of the passive Pac-Man leaves this one now to a possible frag from him to pull back. That was kind of a waste of a flashbang to just throw in, but... Now the CTs are left with nothing, and the T side have just enough to be able to go for one last execution with a singular smoke, 2 flashbangs, and a Molotov to flush out some angles as well as blind some players on their way through. So I hope they consolidate once again to pull it into a site together, because right now they're spread, and right now Cajun alone gonna take this fight with the bomb inside of Donut, or excuse me, inside of Cave. He'll fall, and that leaves only one man, Sam. He picks up the op, not his weapon of choice. We'll see if he can make it work though at 35.
Yeah, these CTs didn't have any utility. Like, quite literally zero, so Zomblers got that bomb down. Konoha would have had a rough time trying to even begin to retake it. Sam hits the first shot, isn't expecting another, and Ecstasy gets the execution shot into the back of Sam, and we come into the last round of the half. Zomblers obviously winning out the first half on 8, but it's whether or not Konoha can get 7 or Zomblers secure themselves 9. And another P90. Why?
Only time may tell. Only answers to be gained through data collection at this point. We'll see how many kills he might be able to get with it, and whether or not we'll find it to be worth it. There's one player at the bottom side of mid/A. It's going to be Cajun, just keeping them at bay with the utility that he tosses out. He's going to be the lone man as the B site looks to be the point of contact. They look to make Caustic. No utility onto him, and no cave control as of yet. Sooner rather than later, CTs might get a little bit antsy and start their walkthrough as they begin to use their utility in the early round. The T side are going to do the same, but it's going to be to make their way in. As they're separated from one another, the two CTs blinded up for a moment, dancing around the pillar, unable to find one under their way in, and Camero, even making it a 5v3, makes this one all the more difficult as he turns away for even a moment, taps as he pulls himself back, and reams Zoki. No,
But not one, almost getting it destroyed through the smoke, but returns to favor on Sam, almost doubles up, and this is not a fight that they should really want to take, and Caustic turns around, but the P90 finds at least one, and Zomblers stumble into the second half with a lead of 6-9. Nice.
That's about as good as it'll get, yeah. Solid T-side half right there. And like I said, I think they can snowball off the back of a half like that, despite it maybe not being the prettiest at a lot of the turns, but that was primarily in the rounds they lost. The rounds they won looked really good for the most part, so. I guess if you're winning, can't complain a whole bunch. This is basically like what you and I would have been casting as an advanced like quarterfinal about like a year ago, to be honest, at this level.
Yeah, I feel like these teams have definitely played each other quite a bit prior to this.
At least the players.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Then I mean, Zomblers have always been one of those top contending teams that have pretty consistently put themselves into playoff situations here.
Yeah.
Pac-Man takes the fight. Patience with the P250, but Cajun,
oh!
you know, a little more patient. As says he posts up, is going to be able to find one eventually as they start jumping across. Not Honjo. They put 3 players on default. Now Honjo does find himself a second, gets it to a 2-on-2. The flank from Camero eventually gets there. Not Honjo is going to have to get a 4K.
Not planning
pull
for him.
this one through, and yeah, he just has to stick it.
Sam has the kit.
Oh. That
right.
Once again got super sketchy real fast.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit crazy from Cajun there to swing out from short side, not with the ability to swing with anybody else, as the bottom ramp player as well as the player inside of the cave was isolated by a smoke. He kind of was on his own on that one and almost came back to bite them, but all's well that ends well as the buy can be put through once again, similar to that of the one we had seen on Inferno from the T side of Zomblers, now met with 4 Galils and a Tech 9, offering them a whole lot more utility than we had seen from Zomblers in that instance. Now, up against lesser weaponry. 2 MP9s. So Miss Molotov can hit his teammate. That's going to burn them out. Can't fall back in. They both have to play from the donut side now. And that might actually come back to bite them in a massive way, because their rotation back into B is delayed considerably if they were to execute there quickly. Thankfully for them, they don't, but the crunch from mid could be huge with the boost over the top. Knight's going to find the first bow out, but damage exchanged.
And they just barely escape. Knight 37, Ecstasy 22 says he gets a kill. Now Honjo does get the trade pretty instantly there, as Cajun maybe looks for a little revenge himself. I dare say he'd have the advantage here if, you know, he even gets the dinking on that Honjo, but not clearing that close left side first. It's kind of a gamble, and it's going to be a 2-on-4. 3 players below 37 HP. Pac-Man the only one with notable amount, so Sam could easily spray down quite a few players here. Add some damage in. As he finds one, finds 2, running low on ammo. As Camero just has to find something here at this point. Whether it be anything, just fine. One makes it 2!
Nice.
And Zomblers take the round, and again, just barely. And, you know, a little BM.
Sam finds that first kill onto the high 100 HP Pac-Man. Everything from then on is kind of just a breeze. There's really little he has to worry about from that point forward, so long as he holds down mouse 1 and isn't running full sprint. He's able to get that second kill behind him, as well as stay alive for just long enough for Camero to get into a position to be able to fight through and trade onto the next 2 red HP players. He has no other option to win out the round other than to do so, so unconfirmed damage he makes off very well.
Oh. I thought that was pretty sketchy there for a sec, but Sam does get the kill. And Pac-Man might find one himself through the smoke. Off the jumping Tech 9, and Sam looks to take that M4.
This guy.
Yeah, you know, why not? But in the meantime, XC has found its way through B site, but falls occasion, and this bomb's going to get a free plant. And Konoha are going to get themselves a little extra free money, while Zomblers gamble stacking a little late.
Yeah, good money, decent money across these SMGs. They get the upgrades back to the A1Ss that are onto the floor as well. If they so please, they can pull out another and then get 3 rifles up against what's going to be a more than full buy from Konoha. On double the round count, though, Zomblers still are not out of this neck of the woods. They are not fully away from this game as it's told. They're going to BM everybody onto the floor. But even so, I wouldn't be too sure of yourselves at this point, because this buy is going to be the telltale sign of a comeback or not for the T's.
These last 2 maps, we've really seen the op has kind of fallen to the wayside, and not a huge impactful. I'm starting to like lose trains of thoughts here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, man. It's okay.
it's
bedtime has passed.
Yeah, like 2 hours ago, bro. So I'm sleepy boy. But yeah, the op's just kind of fallen silent. It's been not needed, as the rifles have really been the key features here, as pure aggression and raw aim duels, and Sam loses his head. Caster Nene on light in the mid. Yeah, Mark, you're never gonna get me to do that, bro. Stop it.
I can Nene. Put the cameras on.
Yeah, round, sure.
I was kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm doing it now.
I'm not doing it.
Me do this.
Maybe I will do it actually.
Bully him.
That's 1 kill from Sam. Or, excuse me, onto Sam, and dual damage back into what is going to be the back of the head of his teammate, now followed up by a multi-frag of his own. A double turn into a double for 2. Sounds like a Wendy's deal to me, as there's a Molotov keeping Caustic from heading over towards long, pulls the USP, and he'll go down immediately following it, having to fight through. Good camera on. Good camera on.
Cameras are on.
Okay, ready?
Do it. Whip
you see
it
me?
on him. Whip it.
Can
Yeah,
you see me?
we're seeing you.
I tell.
You're there. I promise you. I'm not lying to you. Why would I
have to
lie?
see I think we're good.
You are.
Okay,
I
I think we're ready.
promise. Oh God, he's so smooth with it.
And back to the game.
Jesus Christ. Was it worth it? Probably not, but you know, it lightens the mood. And now Zomblers don't win, we can blame Tony with his piss poor performance of a dance.
Wendy's biggie bag in my fridge that I want also. So let's get this over with, Zomblers. I believe in you, and this is a round that they believe in themselves, seemingly already off to a hot start with a kill, an opening, and an AK for Camero, who does have armor to utilize with as well. The utility is dry, but still, they can utilize the bodies to be able to trade out effectively, potentially.
Yeah, especially when you have 5.7s, D1. Well, not ahead anymore, as Pac-Man drops a nade off, and that nade's gonna do a good chunk of damage. As now Juanjo's going to just continue to hold the cross. Bomb's not even decided to go here yet. And yeah, we're playing a little bit of an angle there, but Ecstasy punishing him. And maybe they just try and save his AK, because Cajun only has $100. So this rifle is kind of needed at this point if you are Zomblers.
Yeah, it's just going to be effective damage doing at this stage, and Sam, just get away with it maybe. I don't really see a major reason to be able to drop a body. It would give you a gun maybe for, say, your teammate to pick back up, but no, you're just too far gone from that, and they're going to lose out onto the round. Their buy into this one is going to be near nothing. Cajun's got $2,000. The management between the players left is not great. Maybe they were anticipating having to take another save, but no, they're going all in.
And Cajun's kind of screwed in this one. I mean, it's a deagle, and he's solid with the deagle to say the very least here, but that extra AK really, there would have been no downside at all. if they just really brought it in. I mean, we do see a lack of utility, a lack of a defuse hit as well, and Konoha, they're on the up and ups. They're on the mend right now. They don't have much to lose. Even if they lose this round, it's just another round to be lost, but the money's still there to back it up.
Now, speaking of backing it up like I had on my Nene, backtracking out are the T's on their ramp control, instead diverting their attention over to cave side, where they throw all their bodies in and through, and they're trying to make themselves an opening. As a result, collapsing on the two left hand side, high-low, something we had seen previously from the side of Konoha, but actually working out better for their adversaries in this instance as they find themselves a man advantage. The bomb not even inside of the site just yet, not yet committed. The shadow is going to be spotted before the flash pops, and Pac-Man's down and out for the count. We're already down to a 4v2, and Zomblers looking much better than they had ever previously, and Caustic even able to maybe catch a kill onto the plant.
And Caustic's got the timing here, gets the kill, and it's down to just Zoki as he frighteningly runs back, but it doesn't matter when you have... Maybe it matters a little bit as Camera falls. Says he eventually gets the kill, but Zomblers find 13th, and things are happening, and they're good for my sleep schedule at least.
Well, closer and closer to bedtime for All In we go, I guess.
Yeah, buddy.
I was hoping this would be a full 4-map affair.
You can shut up.
I'm talking to PR about this.
Who? Werewolf? What's he gonna do?
I don't know.
We both know what he's gonna do. He's gonna make fun of you.
I'm gonna fire you.
You can't fire me. I'm unfireable.
Okay. Well, into this one we go with the player inside of the smoke, not Wanjo, meeting up with Sezi in a moment as the spam through the wall is going to be less fruitful than he would have liked. It'll only give away the fact now that he's playing from a deep angle that he can play from no longer. They're going to send him some utility right on back. Now he forces himself deeper into this B-bomb site, so wise enough of him to realize that, get that kill, and oh my lord, wait. Gamero even wanted more. He swung wide, and he was already relatively soft. Okay, come on. Let's be adults on this broadcast, okay?
You can't ask me to be an adult even at my age at this point. I'm too far gone. As Camero running it down long as they push hard.
Okay.
It's gonna be a it's gonna be a 3-on-5.
I'm really talking to PR now.
That's valid now, actually. Sam gets caught with his pants down on that A site. Oh, night. Yeah, it has called Zomblers around, and now it says he 1-on-3. Can he do something? Well, Pac-Man goes up and says he does find one. I mean, they're kind of spread apart where he can maybe get these duels into a 1-on-1, but they're playing it tight. They're lining up and says he 1-2, and he gets the last bullet on him, and Zomblers are going to hit 14.
Holy crap. That is one hell of a way to pull away with now a 14th. Says he really doing it to him. A hat trick and one at a juncture of the game that really could have gotten Konoha a sight lines into a B line back into this match, as this one just instead is closer and closer to that end mark. And it has to be said, I hate to be that guy, and I don't like to be that guy. We were doing it to Caustic, but now we've got to be fair to everybody. Zoki has seriously begun to bottom out at the end of this best of 5. 7-19, frankly, is going to be a little bit painful to look back on for him, with not Wanjo being on 25 before this regulation is even ended. And if it ends in a loss, then that's going to be not the biggest of deals considering they've already made advance, but it is going to be a painful way to look back at it in the rest of the series.
Oh, says he with a dirty spam and is able to escape. We really do love NA. It's a key feature, okay, of the NA region. As says he just looks befuddled at what has happened before him.
Now as Ecstasy has fallen, they find themselves with less and less of an option to be able to go anywhere else but A, as that smoke's going to go through. There's a body that's on the other end of it, taking some shots in, and only just gaining his vision at the end of that duel is Knight before he's dinked up, but still a sight to plant, and players on the back foot have already threw. Sound cue. Plant. To be made now is not Juan Joe has gotten himself already enough kills in this game to make up for anything else that might be a shortcoming of another teammate, but now he needs to do just that little bit more to be able to walk away with a round win and keep them economically stable. As we walk through this, into it we go. And we shoot them down to size, and Sam only now looking to get on top of that bomb with his kit, taps it for the full stick and gets off.
It's always Sam and not Juanjo in these kind of 1v1 scenarios where someone's trying to stick the bomb, and now it's Sam's turn and he just couldn't do it. Almost though, almost. But again, not Juanjo performing admirably to say the least. 28 and 15, and I mean Konoha is still down 5 rounds, but. Oh, here comes some mid-aggression out fast. Sam finds one, make it 2, lines them up, puts them down. But in the meantime, Camero does some good tap damage to cross, and Sam finds another as the 5-7 keeps softening them up. And it is going to be a 3-on-2.
Oki and not Juanjo having to really come together at this moment in time as one nears the 30 bomb, the other quite far from it, but in tandem, together, united, they might be able to make this one happen. They might be able to pull something away and make it work. As already 3 into the round, Sam does what he can to give them their fighting chance. Now Zomblers have to make up for where they had fallen short previous. Caustic already on 5, losing his teammate at CT spawn. Leaves a couple of question marks as to the remainder of the round as one goes on to a little bit of a lurk. Soki clearing things out little by little. The CTs are split, but even so, waiting for some sort of a sound cue or info otherwise. It says he is questioning whether or not they could have head towards B. They could have. They very well could have. But they haven't. Not yet. Instead, the bomb sitting idly by inside of A-Main while Zoki clears things out and makes sure that everything is ready and good to go in this area for them to be able to plant that bomb. 2 smokes, not the greatest pieces of utility for CTs to utilize until the bomb's been planted, but even so, with 27 seconds, now Konoha have to make their move.
I mean, at this point, they just have to slow play it, walk out. Zomblers won't know any better because Caustic on 5 HP. He's not going to peek for any sort of information. And there's what they needed. He might take a stab at it through the smoke here with a shot or 2. And he almost actually got it. But it is going to be the full HP player with the smoke. No kit, though, so this has to be fairly quick. Sezi, again, has been the hero so far. Finds one, looks for another, spots on another, and Sezi just dissects them strategically, methodically. I don't know how else to say, but the man's a gamer.
He has been known to play a game or 2. Are you a gamer yourself?
I do partake in the gaming, sir, occasionally. But because I am known as old and washed, not as often as I used to.
You are old and washed. That's so true. Wow.
Yeah, but I'll still get more kids than half these kids.
Oh, what the heck?
In CS2, dude, I just do better. As
in
Icy
CS2.
said, the people who play the game bad just do better. So obviously I'm flourishing.
Now's the time for Zomblers to do the same, as this will be the closer for the series if they're able to make it happen here and now, as already majority of the bodies are put towards the top side of B, but there's one lurking up through A, and he's not going to be met by anything other than the AK-47 at range from Camero. If he's able to elicit a little bit of a rotation and be able to play around this, there could be something huge to speak of, but that's all the utility gone from this side of smoke and a nade. All that they have to talk about, and Camero's even going to tap down the A-lurk. He might have had an opening towards B, but even now, that's going to be the alarm ringing throughout the heads of every remaining member of the team, where they need to place themselves. No utility from both teams now, actually. They are just absolutely bone dry. It's going to come down to individualism, and right now, I'm not sure who to lean towards.
Yeah, especially with not Juanjo still up and kicking, it's kind of hard. But Sezi on the same foot, not doing as great as not Hanjo, but still being the backbone to this Zomblers team that only need one more to close this one out and take main playoffs here. As Caro finds the first shot. ynoT make it 2, doubles down, looks for a third. XC gets the trade. It's a 3-on-2, and this could be the last fight we see. Swings back, SEZY, head on a swivel, and I think we can finally say GG. Who else but SEZY to close it out? Just in under at 1 a.m. Thankfully, it looks like I will at least clock a couple hours of sleep.
Yeah, that's one way to finish it out. 3-1. Great effort, I think, either way from the other team. They definitely put their best foot forwards into that one, Konoha. It felt like we're definitely not down and out from this game at many points. There was still a little bit time for them to put a little bit more oomph into it to show that they can make that one step further, maybe into even another map. But no, and at the end of the day, that's it. CSGO. That's going to do it for us in ESEA-Main. It's going to be done for Advanced as well, just proceeding this. And guys, thank you so much for joining us. There's not really a whole lot to be said other than congratulations to the side of Zomblers and commiserations to the side on the other end. But more to be done in Advanced for the next season to come as they both earned it.
Yeah, I mean, they traded the rounds, and if this wasn't just, Zomblers starting off with a map advantage, I think this could have easily gone 5 all the way. I mean, the kills were always there, the trades were there, the rounds were going back and forth. Nobody was really always like, oh, this is obviously their map. There was comebacks. It was a little bit of everything tonight, and I think that's really what we can see at these two teams that deserve this kind of situation they're in. But again, that's it for us tonight, and that's it for CSGO. We will see you guys probably next season in CSGO 2. I'm AllinGaming. He's Why Not, and we will see you guys whenever.
About the things I hate, staring at a screen till my mind goes blank. It's the same every day when you know you're not in control.